Yeah, time to wait. Oh, well, I can go to the bathroom for a sec. Where with my pants? Hey, Tenshi, Arizona. Welcome to the stream. Hey, Luke. Hey, Abraxas. Good to see you. Hey, Stephanie. How are you guys doing? I hope everything is okay with you. And Sty, my old friend.
Hi.
Good to see you, Sty.
Good to see you.
Yeah. How are you doing, Sty?
Oh, pretty good today. Pretty good today.
Yeah.
I had a rough night. I don't know why, but yesterday evening I just kind of like I don't know if I had like a bug or something, but I just felt bad last night and just sick. And but this morning it's like it just slowly went away, and I feel like $1,000,000 now. But boy, it was a rough night.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Hi, everybody out there in the chat.
Yeah. It is good to see that there is some people who pop in, because when
Yeah.
I started the broadcast, there was no one. And okay, I go to the bathroom, and when I got back,
Back, house
yeah,
is filling up. Yeah, I was just mad. I was just mad. I was doing some other online work, and I looked down and I saw the time, and I'm going, well, where's the notification? And then there it popped up, and I thought, oh, doggone it, I bet she started. You know? Yeah.
yeah, these notifications. It's a YouTube messed these notifications up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
They,
you can follow one channel recently, and you watch it regularly, but you don't get any notifications from it.
yeah. Yeah.
It's so
That was
annoying.
that was last night. I was feeling crappy, and I kind of dozing off, sitting here on the couch, but I had YouTube running, and
Hey, Uncle Al. Good to see you, buddy.
yes, and then I I heard a notification go off, and I look, and it was everything spicy. He did that chocolate bar thing last night, and
Yeah.
I totally missed it. The notification didn't come until after the stream was over. Oh, I was mad. I was so mad.
Yeah, that happened to me too as well. That's so annoying. Oh,
Yeah,
at last
yeah.
he's going live. Oh,
And you
what
jump in
a
there and it's
bummer.
all done.
That's really
Yeah.
annoying.
Hey, Uncle Al.
Hey, Uncle Al.
Hey, folks. Still alive, still in California.
Yeah.
We had an earthquake.
Did you?
So how are you doing, Uncle Al?
Let's see. Sewer's off. Great. No water, no power. I'm fine. What else could go wrong?
Right.
A nuclear war?
Yeah. Oh,
That
yeah.
would have been better.
Yeah. That puts all your preparation to test.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And I had, like Tetchy said, in Arizona, some vegan always coming at our butchers. Well, I'm in a meat area, and we have 5 butchers, and they're also that age too. But it's not a good idea if you're the lone vegan in a room full of hunters and meat eaters. It's
Yeah.
like the rabbit went into the lion's den, and there's
Uh-huh.
40 lions, and he's complaining, "You eat meat, bad for you."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I was wondering if this guy was going to get stomped.
That's right.
Luckily, one of the police officers who was trying to pick up his order told him to get out. Nice steaks, too.
And good quality steaks, I hope.
Oh, yeah. Because we're not in LA area with all the fires. We're out in the boonies where we have cows. And the bad thing about having cows is sometimes they get loose.
Uh-huh.
And it's really fun. Wake up in the morning, go look outside, and what's in your driveway? It's not a little dog poop. It's a big cow patty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind that. It goes into my garden, but
Yeah.
looking in the driveway and like, oh crud. And I have a cow about 2 houses down, called a local dairy to pick them up. And it's like ridiculous. I agree, Tetchy. It's like, I don't mind you eating vegetables, but please do not complain when I'm eating meat. I like
That's
I'm a vegetarian, but I respect those who eat meat.
right.
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 Do you still eat fish?
Yeah, I eat fish.
Yeah, I remember this old recipe from Sweden.
Yeah.
From days there as a teen, and it's dill, some kind of citrus juice, salt, and you take the either trout or Atlantic salmon, and I think you marinate it, and lemons. It's a long name. It has like SKA something long. It's like making locks.
Okay.
I just can't pronounce it.
It is not easy for you to pronounce it.
Well, you're Swedish, Jordan. You should know it.
Yeah, I know.
Its main ingredient is dill.
We have marinated salmon. It is dill, salt, sugar mix, and white pepper.
Right.
But I crush the white pepper.
Right. Don't you put lemon in it?
Nope.
Nope. Lime?
No lime.
I know you put dill in it.
Yeah.
You have to have the dill. I think it's a California thing when you add lemon or lime to it.
But there are different recipes on how you can marinate a salmon. That's well, that's 50, 60 different ways probably to marinate a salmon. Right. So some of the recipes might you have lemon or lime or I haven't checked them out, but I need to check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I tried it on trout.
Okay.
That's neat.
And it was good.
Oh yeah, really good. We didn't need to cook it. We're Japanese. We like raw things.
Yeah. Yeah, I like sushi myself, so.
Yeah, it was very tasty. Dill brought it out.
Let's see what Tenchi says.
Yeah. Vegans. And a lot of people don't understand. Hi, Spicy. Whoops.
Hey, Phil. Hey,
hi, Phil.
Spicy. Good to see you,
Phil.
buddy.
I think something happened. My Wi-Fi has been on and off because of the fires.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand that when you have a forest fire, it tends to burn down the power line to the transmitting towers. So if I get interrupted or if I go dark, you know why.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so common to have brownouts and blackouts
You want to
during
come up, Phil?
forest fire. Yeah. Yep.
Let's see. I lost my chat line. Let me get out the other tablet.
Yeah, it's good to have two different ways to check it out.
I usually use the phone, but because of the fires, the phones are totally useless.
Yeah.
It's like I see people working cows wandering around all over the place, which is kind of funny. They're trying to get a signal.
Hey, RG.
Hey, RG.
Good to see you again, buddy.
Story
the
of
story
Dory.
of Dory.
Hey, RG.
Hey, RG.
Good to see you again. Sorry, buddy. Got reverb. Okay. Now,
I forgot you did
Yeah.
the
It's all
YouTube
good
shit.
now.
Yeah.
okay. Hi, Spicy. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, RG.
Stephanie.
Hi, Story of Dory. Yeah, my tablet thing's like a little delay
Yeah.
because I'm bouncing Fresno. That's one thing nice about living out in the boonies. I have to get signals from other places. That's why my rotor's up in the attic.
Yeah.
Every time you see 1 second rotors, that means I have to climb upstairs, move it just right, move back, forth, climb down the stairs.
Oh man, that sounds like a hard, tough job for you, Uncle Earl.
No, I'm used to
Up
it.
and down. Yeah.
It's fun opening the thing, pulling it down, opening. Get great exercise. Do that all the time.
Well, you
On a
get your
live stream.
exercise. Eh?
Oh yeah.
So how do you rotate it up there?
I didn't attach it. It's on a box with about 4 wires on it and got some big antenna mesh. So all I do is move the box.
You just move the box. You know, a
Right.
friend of mine, he lives way out in the boondocks up here, and he's got same kind of affair with a box, and it's got the cables coming out of it, and then it's got the array on it.
Right.
And he mounted that on a PVC pole, and in his office area, he's got this pole, and he had attached this knob for a steam valve to the bottom of that pole, and he sits there and he adjusts it from where he's sitting, that lazy bugger. I told him, just go up there and turn the box. No, I want to sit here and do it. That thing goes right to his ceiling. And so he can turn the box, never leave his chair. I told him, you're so doggone lazy. He needs to do what you do. Go up there, get that exercise, you know.
But he's probably too lazy to do that.
Right. That's exactly what he is too lazy to do that. He had to come up with something so he didn't have to leave his chair. I told him, I said, well, I'm surprised you don't have an electric motor and a little switch down below where you can just sit there with a joystick and turn it. And he goes, that's not a bad idea. I said, oh, don't. I
They used to have that for the old analog antennas. Remember that?
Right.
Yeah, you had a little dial or joystick when it turns.
Yeah.
Boy, that was a mess to take off the old house.
Yeah.
I'm up 4 stories to hook up everything.
Uh-huh.
That gave me a heart attack.
Oh, I remember as a kid, we had a ladder against the one side of the house, and our pop would go, oh, no, this ain't good. One of you boys get up on the roof. And they'd open the living room window, and he'd yell out at you, a little more to the left, a little more. And you're up on that stupid roof moving that stinking antenna. Yeah. I'm glad those days are done.
Me too. I had a few lightning strikes close by, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I found my MRI in, and I have to wait until March. I could do it, hopefully, next week. because I'm a real serious risk. I said, just give me my pills. That's all I ask. Do this whole thing. They're going to say you need cortisone shots. I'm going to have to say I can't take cortisone because I'll grow a beard again. I'm already shaving 4 times a day.
Does your beard grow that fast?
Yes. If I don't keep shaving, I look like Sty in a week.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It does. I shaved my head 3 days ago, and I already got almost 1/4 inch of hair up there. That's, I mean, it grows so stinking fast.
Yeah, it gets a little ridiculous.
Thanks, Tenchi. That's all right. Don't bring those days back just for me. Not on my account.
Hej Crazy Ann. Trevligt att
Crazy
se dig
Ann,
igen.
sweetheart.
Hey, Crazy Ann. Yeah, it's like YouTube's going nuts. I tell you guys, you know, I was trying to get on it for about 2 minutes after you guys started, and it keep telling me, person not available. And it's like it's driving me nuts.
Vill du komma upp Ann?
Huh.
Yeah, let's see.
I don't even like talking about it because I've been so lucky on all the YouTube problems
Okay, Ann.
that people have. And I had one person say, well, don't you believe me? I said, how can I not believe you? Everybody's having these same problems with YouTube. And he goes, but you don't seem to. I said, shh, don't talk about it. Because if they find out I'm not having those issues, they'll target me. They'll say, let's get over there and let's purge his subs and let's delay his streams and let's give him all these hiccups to deal with. And yeah, please leave me alone. All these YouTube issues.
Yeah, I got the same problem. I'm in the YouTube ghetto. So I try to get 1,000 again, which is really hard. I've been doing it for 1.5 years. I did it once. And guess what? I lost 400 supporters in one day.
Oh my gosh.
Was it 500? I think it was 500.
Wow.
I took another 100 afterwards.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So every other day I have to double check because my numbers go up and down, up and down. And I go check on like Jordan. I thought, what happened to Jordan? I check all his channels. He's still subscribed. And I look on him, type him up. Channel is not available.
What?
It's like, wait.
How is that possible?
I'm subscribed to Jordan. I had to go back, resubscribe, hit the bell again.
Before it would let you in.
Before it let me in.
Yeah. I've heard of that going on too.
Oh yeah, loads of fun.
Yeah.
I had to do it, let's see, a week ago with
Lives.
Or was it? Yeah, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I had to resubscribe to everyone.
Wow.
Oh.
275 people.
Wow.
That I've been watching everybody, including Jordan's. I watched everybody's videos from then on. And I'm a little tired.
Oh, yeah. Having to redo all
I
that?
understand that.
Because Jordan wasn't bad. I only had to watch like maybe 5 videos and I'm caught up. But everybody else, 20, 30. One guy was 2 months. I had to rewatch watched everything to catch up.
Right. Yeah, RG, you're right. There's no recourse. You know, you can get a hold of YouTube Tech and get your rep involved, everything, and it doesn't change.
Nope.
It doesn't. They don't do nothing about it.
Hey, Freeman James.
You have to be 10,000. Hey, Freeman. You have to be over 10,000 supporters. I know one lady who does a religious channel, talks about the Bible, and she's over 100,000 supporters, and they won't give her her silver pillow thing because she's religious.
Really?
Which religion? And it's like, you know, I know YouTube. I study YouTube and Google. Google lost about maybe 60 billion. Okay, and YouTube only lost like 40 million. Now that's a lot of money. I don't know where these guys are getting their money from.
Yeah.
It can't be the ad people. And I'm thinking they're trying to make everything look nice so they could sell it to Disney.
Well,
better double check.
With their new restrictions on having children in your videos, even if they're your own children. I mean, you have your own kids with you and you're doing a video and it's really a family-friendly video.
Yeah.
They block the chat. They say, nope, nobody can comment on it.
Oh,
nobody can comment on it because you let someone see your kid. The way I look at it is I have a channel and I'll watch my comments and I watch every one of them. I read every comment they get, good, bad, or indifferent. But if I get something that's saying something nasty, I delete it. I get it off of there. I monitor my own channel. I don't need YouTube deciding for me. If I get somebody on there that sounds like a predator or something, I'll block them, I'll report them, and take them off of my channel.
Yep.
And then YouTube should deal with them, not deny me the ability to have one of my grandchildren sit with me in a stream or something. I just don't like that power hungriness of YouTube and taking that family friendliness out of it,
Yeah.
I would think they'd encourage it more. Say,
I think
let's
you
have
should
more
use your
family-based stuff,
I think you should use your common sense.
Mm-hmm.
If you use your common sense, and if you see something that is improper for your channel, just block, delete, and
yeah.
How hard can it be?
Right.
It sometimes get pretty hard, guys, because you get trolls. And I had one guy saying it's safe to drink pool water, and I'm looking at him like, no, it isn't. I work for a pool company for a whole year.
There's 1,000 reasons why it's not safe. I mean, God Almighty!
Yeah,
and he
it's
was
not
giving
safe
that advice
because they use some chemicals in the pool water,
right,
to keep it fresh, and those chemicals they use are not good for your body.
No, they're full of.
Same as antifreeze. It don't deteriorate. I had argued with this guy for a long time. It doesn't deteriorate in sunlight or age or air. You're drinking the same stuff out of a radiator.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's like antifreeze. It has glycerol, has cyanide. I forgot the other component. And everybody uses pool shock to clean their water. That's not a problem. It's the other stuff that maintains the balance and also clarity of the pool. Talking like a pool guy, clarity of a pool, because if you don't have it, it turns cloudy, it turns green, and people, they do other things in it that you don't want to drink either. Like, this filter tastes like somebody's,
Yep.
And it doesn't matter if you boil the water or filtrate the water; it doesn't help.
No, it still tastes like soup.
Yeah.
The only way you can take pool water and make it safe to drink is to distill it.
Yeah, right. That's the only way.
Because you have to get the H2O out of all that other nastiness. And the effort of distilling it, not everybody is going to be able to distill pool water. And to me, it's, okay, there's a swimming pool. Find out where they're getting the H2O from and go there and get that. Because that's just water. I mean, anything from that point on, don't drink nothing around that pool.
Because also when I have to drain a pool to fix the pool, do cement work or fix wiring or something like that, County of LA and Bakersfield will charge you for removing a 33,000 gallon pool. It's a small pool, but it's 33,000 gallons of I'll get to it, 33,000 gallons of toxic waste, and you have to fill out 3 pages of forms to dump it in the sewer, because they won't take it in the sewer if you pump it, and you get a fine if you pump it out on somebody's lawn, because it's whatchamacallit, a chemical spill.
Yeah. Hey, that's great of you, Sky Heart Demon.
Okay,
we got a raid going
question.
on. Yes.
Tetrachlorine is pool shock, and if it's plain pool shock, it's safe to use. There's no problem with it. That evaporates and decays in sunlight. That's not the issue. It's the other things with the pool shock that will kill you, because combined with that, you get hydrocephalus. I wrote it in my notebook.
Hey, Laura Leah.
Notebook. Let's see, what was the byproducts of that? You know, it's bad when I had to write this. Okay. Okay.
I loved your book review, by the way, Joran.
Yeah,
that was a good video.
I'd like to get the PDF of that, because then I could translate it.
Yeah, I can see if I can find it.
Yeah, if you happen to come across it, just message me.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. It's
I put that on your messenger on Facebook.
Yeah, wonderful.
Okay, this is other stuff that combines with chlorine. Hypochlorite acid, that's a byproduct of 2 pool chemicals hooking up with, let's see, hypochloric acid hooks up to 2 different kinds of pool chemicals. I know I've written that down. You have a chlorine neutralizer, which is not safe, an algicide, cyclochloric acid stabilizer, stain and scale preventer, calcium decreaser, and clarifiers. If you drank by themselves, you die, because it has arsenic.
And that is a painful death.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would not be pleasant.
And then you have people on live streams and prepper channels that say it's safe to drink pool water. And I'm looking at them like, no, it isn't.
I saw one, Uncle Al, too, that a fella that he's all about prepping and everything, and he said, and he's talking about urban survival in a crisis, and he said, you have water sources all over in all the backyards in your community with all those swimming pools. And I just went, what? I mean, God almighty, man, if that's the only source of water you got in the city, you better get out of the city, because it's not the crisis that's going to kill you. It's your drinking water.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh.
Yeah, you die 3 days without water.
Right.
But you die 7 days if you drink the pool water.
Right. And miserably die. That's the thing. You know, and that's like I did a video on water purification in the wilderness, and I was camped by a beaver pond, and I showed them this beaver pond's extremely remote, and I said, is that water safe to drink? I said, no, it's not. I said, if you don't purify that water, if you don't boil it, you don't use purification tabs or something in it, I said, I guarantee you, you will get Giardia from that water.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, here's the problem with Giardia. It gives you the runs. Rarely does Giardia itself kill you. It's the symptoms that kill you. And what happens is you get the run so bad, everything goes right through you. It goes right through you. And that causes extreme dehydration. So the more you drink, the more you have the runs. The more you drink, the more you have the run. And you're dehydrated. You're dying of thirst while drinking all that water. And, and it's the worst way to go, because you might last a week. You might last a week. You might last 3 weeks. But you are dying of dehydration. You don't even realize it.
And pretty fast, too. So.
Yeah. Water is, I mean, when I see guys giving these bad advices about water, I just go, oh my God, that's the quickest killer in a tragic event is the lack of clean water.
Yeah.
I mean,
We understand, Tetchy. I see your comment. We understand. But a lot of people don't understand. Out in the wilderness where I live, we got
right. Yeah.
alkali pools and also alkali and arsenic pools that you
Right.
cannot drink. You cannot filter. And I
Right.
keep telling people, you look around and you see little animal skeletons around there. You
Don't
don't
drink
drink the water. It's cooling, it's blue, it's wonderful, and there's like 40 or 50 dead animals skeletons around the water hole.
Yeah.
Does
Don't.
that tell you anything, folks?
Now, I lived for 4 years up in northwestern Montana in the backcountry, and there were many places I'd hike into where we had arsenic-stricken streams, and I'd see other hikers in that area, and they're filling canteens in those streams, and I'd yell at them, "Don't drink that water!" And they go, "Well, why? It's a clear mountain stream." I said, "Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?" And I said, "It's packed full of arsenic." I said, "There's dead birds, there's dead deer, there's carcasses all up that creek from them coming to that watering hole and dying from the arsenic." I said, "Don't drink that. Don't, and they go, "Well, how'd that arsenic get there?" I said, "Mother Nature." I said, in some cases it's because they had mining activities and that their tailings piles, all the leaching from their tailings piles increases the arsenic in the water.
Oh, yeah.
I said, but there's also natural creeks with no mining around them because a lot of those minerals have been exposed just by Mother Nature, and it's leaching the arsenic to the creek. So don't look before you drink.
Yeah. Jordan, do you have anything like that in Sweden?
Our water here in Sweden are pretty good. It's not that contaminated, so the most of our water here in the wilderness are drinkable, but you should boil it just in case. That's
Right,
all you need. You never need to filtrate it. So
right.
we have pretty good water here.
Yeah. Your main concern would be the bacterial or viral possibilities.
Or
So if
Giardia,
you boil it,
or
you don't have to worry.
Cryptosporidium, and those things.
Oh, there's one I know in, I think, Arizona and Nevada and Utah. I tell people if you're swimming in it, I have to pull them out. They said it's a hot spring in Clown. I keep telling them it's a sewer, kids.
That's
Because they have bacteria in it. You know, the flesh eating, not flesh eating, brain eating, that amoeba.
Right.
Okay. I seen a couple of college kids. I told them, get out of the water now. It isn't safe. You're covered head to toe in amoeba filth.
Right.
And they said, isn't this water safe to drink? And I said, don't drink the water. It's full of, if you drink it, like that little kid that this summer died because she drank some of that water. And she says, it's clear, it's wonderful. It's a hot springs. No, she didn't make it for, I think, 2 weeks in a break. That was in Texas, too.
I noticed that RG had said that Arizona has a lot of streams that are not able to drink due to mercury off the old mines from 100 years ago. See, northwestern Montana is the same way. Hey, Dojo.
Hey, Dojo.
Hey.
And I actually made myself a quick $400 by taking a turkey baster. You know what those are? They're just, a turkey baster. And I went to some of these remote creeks where there were old mining sites at the head of the creeks. And I'd go to those creeks and I'd roll stones over and I'd find shale.
I love it.
And I could find little beads of mercury, and I'd suck them up in that turkey baster and put them into a glass jar and then pour the water off. And I managed to come up with enough mercury to make almost $500 in just
Oh
a week,
yeah.
just sucking it out of that crick. So yeah, anytime you're near a mining site, I tell everybody, do not drink the water. Don't boil it. Don't try it. No, don't drink the water near a mining site because they're bringing things up out of the soil that will kill you. I used to core drill for a company called Longyear Corporation. I core drilled for precious metals. And that was one thing. If they came on the site and saw us handling that core with our bare hands, oh boy, three strikes and you're fired. You better have your rubber gloves on when you're handling deep ground core samples because they're full of arsenic and mercury and lead.
yeah.
And lead, tons of lead.
And probably
well,
some cyanide as well.
Yep, right, Jordan. Also, I forgot, in the four corners, is it 3-quarter or 4-corner? I think it's 4-corner. In those areas, they also had uranium mining.
Right.
I know a lot of my friends who live on reservation, they can't drink water. They can't even bathe in it.
No.
And you got to see some of the stuff that grows out of their gardens.
Yeah.
First time I ever seen a 5-ear corn.
Yeah. And then you dig up your potatoes and they don't just have potato eyes. They got eyes looking back at you.
Close. Scary.
Yeah. Skyheart Demon wants to team up with us in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
You got to learn, kid.
Yeah, a lot of learning.
Ah, Doggy. There's Doggy. Hey, Joder's Doggy.
If you didn't hear me earlier, Angie, hi. So how's Dojo?
All right, and yourself?
Yeah, Angie. This is a good chat. And Angie, you're not too rude, okay?
No.
You are what you are, and that is your personality.
That's right.
And we love you for that.
Yep.
Hi, Terry.
We got your back.
Hey, Terry. Good to see you again, my friend.
No boxes. Hi.
Welcome to the stream, No Boxes.
Yeah, my big headache is last week at our church. Sometimes I do teach a private class and they do pay me, which is a fair, easy $125 American.
I had an accident earlier.
You're
Maybe you
welcome,
can't
Angie.
hear.
Who knocked you in the head?
Knocked myself out, more like.
Okay, but yeah, it's like I teach emergency preparedness class. It's very simple. It's the basic. You know your first aid. You got this little box, and I did a video on it. And half the people there, 20 to 30-year-olds, could not figure out why do you need a white pair of gloves. And I'm looking at them. It's
you were saying the other day, what are we dressing up like Mickey Mouse?
And I showed them rope, and I told them some places you don't have a ladder and you need to get down or pull somebody up. And they'll supply sometimes in these kits 30 feet of rope. And they're looking at me, are we going to do bondage, Mr. Sato? And I'm looking at them, no, we're not doing bondage. This is a church. I'm teaching you emergency preparedness.
Oh, man.
And half of these people are Googling all their answers.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that when you were saying that. That's so
These
ridiculous.
are 20 and 30-year-olds. Some of them even graduated from Harvard, Stanford, UCLA. Oh, I love the UCLA one. He thought the blue sheets that was in the kit was supposed to cover a person when they're dead. And I said, no, it's a tarp. And he's looking at me, what's a tarp? A guy who went to UCLA, 30-year-old man. They're all drinking Starbucks or Pete's, and they're looking at me like, huh?
Yeah.
Jordan, you know, you took wilderness training, right?
Some, yeah.
Okay. You know basically what's a tarp and a tent is, right?
Yeah, tarp is a square or rectangular plastic sheet
Yeah.
Right? They had
And
no
you can-
idea.
with now I don't remember the word.
Grommets?
Yeah, grommets. Yes, and you can attach your rope there, and you can have configure your tarp in different configurations. Depends on what you are gonna do or what you feel comfortable with,
Right. Or a ground sheet, you know.
or a
sleep on
ground
that.
sheet.
Right.
Yeah,
But when I see these folks and they're looking at me, I'm like came off of a plane off of Mars or someplace. They were looking at, what's this? And the worst one was this lady, I guess from an East Coast college, who was trying to eat the toilet tabs. Remember the round things you had
Oh,
water
yeah,
in
you
them?
were telling
Was
the
trying
little
to eat it.
towelettes that are in
Yeah.
the tablets.
Trying to eat it.
That's not a mint.
I keep telling that.
Spit that out. Spit that out.
It took me
My
about
mouth is full.
yeah. But the worst one, guys, is I was explaining the toilet bags. You know, because it's a first aid kit. You had toilet bags, you have vomit bags. Vomit bags, they understood. The toilet bags, they had no idea what was I talking about.
oh geez.
And I said, if you have to go out bathroom and there's no toilet, and they say they'll do it on the ground, they'll pee in a corner or do it in a corner.
Yeah.
And I said, if you're in a shelter or if you're in a group, I don't think a lot of people would enjoy that.
New.
You.
Well, that's what when I did my wilderness trainings, and I take folks would come to my camp and they'd spend 7 days, and when I'd get them in camp, I had a section of our property that I used just for latrines, and they come into camp, and I tell them very first thing we do is we go out and we establish our latrine, and they go, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, usually within the first hour of you folks getting here, somebody asks where the bathroom is. So we're going to go out and make that right now." So I'd take them way the heck out in the woods, tell them, here's where we're going to build our latrine. And I'd show them how to build a trench latrine. And they'd have to do it, get their hands dirty, do it. And so many of them would say to me, "Why so far away from camp?" I said, "Well, you don't want it near camp." I said, "The last thing you want is to know it's there." I said, secondly, it's as far away from the water source, but is still within a reasonable distance from camp.
Yeah.
I said, and it's also in a semi-private location with no trails, because when you're done with camp, I don't want my next crew coming in for 7 days, hiking down a trail and stepping in your trench because the soil's soft that you put back in the trench when you're done. And so, but it was amazing at how many of the people it's like, "Well, how am I supposed to go in a trench?" I go, "What?" That they don't have a clue. They don't have a clue. And then these people are saying, especially the guys, "Oh, well, at night I'm just going to get up and walk out of my shelter and pee in the bushes." I said, "Yeah, and then tomorrow your neighbor's going to be walking through them bushes." I said, no, this isn't pee camp. We don't want everybody walking in everybody's bathroom. I said, no, you just don't go pee on all the bushes in camp. No, they just don't get it. They just don't get it.
Oh, no.
And it's common sense. It really is.
Yeah.
It's just common sense.
I'm going to the bathroom for a sec. I'll be back.
He's got to go dig that
Gotta
latrine.
go. You've got a potty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, at least he has a bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
I can't use mine for another 2 hours until they unclog it.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Ow.
So, Dojo, what's going on with you?
Well, apart from having a big, massive headache, not a lot.
Yeah.
I was doing a bit of gardening and I moved a bit far back under the post and lifted my head up and smacked my head and I went dizzy. And
Oh, that gotta hurt.
did it? It wasn't the thing I said, it was all the other words I said in between it all.
So, you getting ready? Is it winter time over there or not yet?
Yeah, it's winter time already, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Brexit. That'd drive you crazy. You're in England or Scotland?
England.
Yeah, Brexit drives everybody nuts. I talked to a few of my friends. I told them, fill up your car, load up the gas stove. They have a gas stove. The first piece of advice, everybody agrees with me. I got a gas stove. You know, one of the propane burners.
I've got a camping stove. I'm all right.
Yeah.
I'll live in my shed on my garden where I go. At least I've got everything there. I've got chickens to lay eggs, all my vegetables, so I'm all right.
Yeah.
And if the crunch comes to the crunch,
I don't have a shovel over my shoulder.
Yeah, they're expecting you to come back with a shovel over your shoulder. Well, the routine is built. Yep. Yeah.
The only
Oh,
I
boy.
carry is this.
I've got my Halloween costume for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
I'll show you. I might as well show you while I'm here.
My
That's nice.
26-inch expandable baton.
Oh, that's good.
That's a nice one.
Yeah. I like the length.
Yeah. Don't get
I'll
smacked
give-
with
I'll
it.
give you a
I don't
clue.
mind having to do the smacking, but
I'll
getting
give you
the
a
smacking
clue
is
what I'm going
yeah.
as, what I'm going to be dressed up as. That's a clue.
Oh, Nightmare from Elm Street guy. You're dressing up as a janitor.
Then the jumper
Freddy Krueger, that's it.
and the mask.
Can somebody put Uncle Al's channel in the chat?
Oh yeah.
The mask.
Oh yeah.
For
What's kind of funny is they based that mask on.
Skyhawk Demon.
No, it's the guy who played Captain Kirk. He did the mask and they modified it for Freddy's Nightmare on Elm Street and also Halloween. It's Captain Kirk. They just modified it
Yeah.
of a Star Trek. I thought that was so weird.
I'm going to look funny at work dressed up like this. I'm at work tomorrow night.
Jordan, are you going to dress up for Halloween?
No, I don't have time for that. Actually, I work tomorrow, and so I don't have the time for it.
I'm going
No.
to work dressed. Well, I'm going to work. I'm on nights tomorrow night, so I'm getting dressed up while I'm at work.
No, me, I'm passing out candy to the children. We have a street kind of fair, and all the disabled students come by, and they come by my house. I got to pick up another bag of candy. We go through about 5 big bags of candy because I got a lot of disabled people come by.
Well,
Yeah, house the ex-wife and I used to have we were in what everybody called the prime neighborhood for Halloween, and a typical Halloween we'd get
So,
600 kids come to our house.
you just said be careful.
600
everything
of them
looks
little
like
buggers.
a blade, and when it's plastic anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, Native Grammy.
I won't pay £100 for the proper one.
Who
I
has a
buy the proper Freddy Krueger thing, but it's metal. 100 quid
Need
for
a
that.
Grammy.
Yeah, but who has 100 quid?
Not me. Even if I did, I'd spend it on something more worthwhile.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Grammy.
Almost an hour.
Yeah, maybe I should, Tenchi. Thanks for the idea. I appreciate that.
And I've got a nice Cuban cigar as well.
Okay, that
Oh.
cigar looks nice.
Next stop, it's Swedish food, please.
Yeah.
Swedish food.
Well, I'm gonna figure out how to do that one
Yeah.
first.
Let him come up with a yarn special. We'll
Yeah,
just do a stream just on Swedish foods. Let him
And he
think up some kind of like a format for that.
And you could
Because
show
I
Yeah,
think
how
that would
he-
be
how
fun
he makes
myself.
it.
I don't think people will stomach herring or the hot dog. I forget which country has the hot dog with potato salad. Potato salad, mayonnaise, onions, pickles. I don't know if that was Finland, Sweden, or Norway.
we don't have potato salad or hot dogs. We don't.
Okay, that gotta be Finland.
We, yeah, what we have to our hot dogs is mashed potatoes, mustard, ketchup,
No cheese?
and no cheese. And we have these pickled cucumber. We call it. I try to find if there is a English word for it, but Boston gurka, Boston cucumber.
It's like a gherkin.
It is a pickled. It's a pretty strong taste on it, but that is what we have on our.
Yeah, it's I forget,
hot dogs.
green or yellow?
Green.
Green. The Uncle Hounds have brain dead, so I can't remember half the stuff I used to do. You get drunk after the bar and you eat that.
I know what you mean now, yeah.
It's bar.
I've had a bump
I
in
do
the
like
head,
the
I can't
herring.
drink.
But I can't remember if that's Norway or Jordan. Is herring Sweden or Norway?
Oh, a lot of folks.
We eat herring here.
Yeah,
in
there's
Sweden.
a lot of herring in all
Yeah.
of the Scandinavian countries.
Yeah.
All of them. Yep, the Finns, Norway, Swedes. Yeah, they love their
in my
herring.
area, a guy I know, he's a retired major. He were out with his boat and he had put out his nets. And when he should pull them up to take the nets up, he had over 300 kilo of herring. So he had herring up to his waist, basically.
Yeah.
And his wife were not happy about it.
I used to work on a fish tug up here on Lake Superior, and only Native Americans are allowed to commercially fish on Lake Superior, and so I worked with a Native American captain, and I was allowed to process fish, but I wasn't allowed to lift nets. I can't catch the fish. because I'm not native. So, but I could fillet them, I could process them, bucket them
Clean
up.
them.
But I loved going out with him and lifting nets until he said, I need an extra deckhand. He says, because I've got some pond nets out for herring. And I said, okay, yeah, I'm willing. I should have said no. I got out there, and them pond nets, they'd lift them pond nets up, and that fish tug would lean right on its side, and you're just waiting for that whole lake to come roaring in that boat, and they start with these big, they're like big scoops, and they just start pulling those herring into the boat. We're in there with great big scoop shovels filling buckets, and by the time we were done, I couldn't believe that. I mean, he had put 6 tons of herring in that 40-foot boat.
Yep.
The gunnels were only 6 inches above the water as we're coming back into port with that. And it's rough seas. You're going up and down these 20-foot waves, and you're thinking, one of these times we're coming down off of one of them and just keep going. And I told him, I said, don't you think you got more fish on here than you should have? And he said, boy, if we would have caught 10 more, we would have sunk. I said, I'm not going out with you no more. I said, I've never seen so dang many herring in my life. And yeah, it was pretty neat to watch him.
Oh yeah, the
pull all
herring
that herring.
comes in from the sea to the lake. You go through the channel. And did you catch any lampreys?
We always saw lamprey, and yeah, in fact, if you pull a fish with a lamprey on it, if you pull it, you have to kill that lamprey. You have to kill it. It can't go back in the lake. They catch you throwing one back in the lake, they'll hang you. And yet now Lake Superior has native herring.
Oh, good.
They reproduce in Lake Superior now. Well, we've got Atlantic salmon for the last 150 years in this lake.
Great.
They were planted here 150 years ago. They were put in the lakes, and we have Atlantic salmon that reproduce here. They go up the rivers and streams and reproduce every year. And yeah, it's basically Lake Superior has become a true inland sea. It's got so many different species of fish in it. It's amazing.
Any sharks?
No. It's fresh water. It's all fresh water, so there's no. But it's amazing how many tourists come here, and I've run into them. I've gone down on the wharf and walked out, and there's tourists out there with binoculars, and they'll say, "Oh, we love this lake," and on and on. And I go, "Good, that's nice. That's welcome to Lake Superior." And they go, and I ask them, "Are you seeing anything interesting?" "Well, we're waiting. We're looking for whales." You ain't gonna find no damn whales in this. This is a freshwater lake. Whales don't live in this. No, we don't have whales. Don't go away. I said, if you want to see whales, some of the girls on the beach might qualify. I said, but no, you're not going to see them out there.
Angie.
I live in a fishing town.
Angie.
I do. Where
I think she means meatballs.
Yeah, I hope so.
What you're on about.
Yeah. So
Let's keep it clean, folks. So, which coast are you on, Dojo?
Sorry?
Which coast? Near the Atlantic?
I'm on the north coast.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. That sea's rough.
It is rough. It's cold.
Yeah, last time I saw it, I almost threw up, and I was on dry land. Yeah, when you see 20-foot waves hitting the shore, it's like, okay, that you walk away.
Yeah.
Where I am, I'm right next to the actual North Sea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Bradley.
I'm sorry.
That was a real bummer.
Yeah, you got to be careful with heater, kids. if you're using an oil heater, you have to be really careful.
Yeah.
Never use them. Never use them.
Crabby. That's, oh, I'm not making fun of you girls.
I never use blow heaters or any heaters.
I tell you what, a girl with a little meat on her just keeps you that much cozier and warm.
Okay, crazy. Jag fattar.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, oh Lord, I say the same.
Yeah, I teach Sunday school, folks. So let's keep clean.
Yeah.
It's like I had to retire because of my medical problems. And it's like, what did you do on live stream, Uncle Al? I'm like, kids, you don't want to know. Because I teach from kindergarten up to about 12th grade in Bible studies. And
Okay.
I get all sorts of questions. They keep saying, is it the apocalypse? I keep saying, no, stop watching those programs.
That's right.
YouTube, it says it's the apocalypse. No, it's the Democrats. Go look at them. It's like
You want to learn
every
about the apocalypse, go over and watch them.
it's like every Democrat, liberal, socialist, whatever, they sprout a good game. And they say everything's wonderful and beautiful. And then you see the results. Zimbabwe, LA, Venezuela. Zimbabwe was a total mess. What country, when your life expectancy goes down to age 45, that's when you die from old age? Zimbabwe. I'm like, what? People live until about 80. Oh, no, not in Zimbabwe. You die from everything. I said, Rhodesia, Zimbabwe used to have one of the best agricultural areas and the best health care in all Africa. What happened? Well, they went socialist. And I'm looking at them like, huh?
You know what? I enjoyed, I watched this documentary, and it's all because of Joran here. I watched this awesome historical documentary on Sweden and the rise and fall and rise of Sweden. It wasn't that terribly long ago that the Swedish life expectancy was between the ages of 35 and 45. And they are the ones that perfected free market. I mean, they perfected free market. And when they did that, their life expectancy skyrocketed, just went nuts. Over 80 years was their life expectancy after their country said, we're done with this taxing our citizens to death, not allowing them to own anything, always being in control of them. We're going to turn our citizens loose and let them practice free market. All of a sudden, their life expectancy went through the roof because they became so wealthy, they could afford health care. Everybody could afford health care. And then they, of course, like newer generations, they forget how they got to that point. And they say, we got a better idea. So they tried to socialize Sweden. And now this new generation's going, well, that sure the hell didn't work. They were going backwards. So they said, stop. We're bringing back the free market process.
Yeah.
And now they're growing again. They're going nuts again. So I love that because it shows you get to see one isolated, what I would call a huge community of millions of people go through that transition twice, so that you can really see the first time that was the testing grounds. The second time is the proving ground. I mean, they proved it. They proved what socializing everything does to hurt the individuals. When they let those individuals practice free market, everybody grows, everything grows. And it's awesome. I loved it. Yeah.
And what would U.S. Could the U.S. use the same principle to use free market? How would U.S. manage if they did the same thing?
Right. See, and that's it, is we've got a version of what Sweden did. We have a version of it, but it's becoming more regulatory, more restrictive, more socialistic, and things start. and now we're seeing another rise because of the deregulating of so many things. Entrepreneurship is coming back. People are saying, hey, I can actually afford to keep my business and keep it running and hire another person or two. Where, yeah, our country was falling into that trap where, all of those that work should provide for all of those that don't. And it's not a matter of why don't they work. It's just, well, some do, some don't, but we should all have the same. But that's not the way the world really works, And I tell you what, the more I've ever made, the more I ever gave, To me, it's relative. I put out more to others when I had more, That's one thing I liked in Sweden too. Their tax bases where they say, hey, this is what the tax rate is. Everybody's going to pay it. The poor guy's going to pay it. The rich guy's going to pay it. Everybody pays that same rate. They're not paying the same amount, of course, because they don't have the same amount coming in. But they're all paying the same rate. Now, you can't get any more fair than that. I mean,
Yep.
and
Hey,
and,
Gray, 11,
and
07.
they said that if you're in poverty in Sweden, you walk around with your head high because you are contributing to the system to help you out when you actually need it. Because you had to contribute just like anybody else. And that's all of us taking ownership. We all should take ownership in our lives. And
I remember Christine.
Yep. Hey, Christine.
So what do you think about hi JEFM? Sorry. Sometimes I can't see too well.
Hey, Gray.
Anyway, Dojo. So what?
Sorry, miles away there.
Sorry. I know you're reading comments, but what do you take on socialist medicine?
Don't get me started.
He's in Britain on the coast, so he knows what I'm talking about.
Wind me up.
Yeah, I know. Everybody hates the medical system on the North Sea side of everything. It's like a day late and pound short. Sorry, had to change currency.
They say that England's got the best healthcare going, but we haven't. Because the younger generation get healthcare free, so do the older generation, but a certain age, over 60, the older generation have got to pay for it, which doesn't make sense to me.
No. They pay.
I would have thought the younger generation pays for it until they reach that age, then it should be free. But now, it's the older generation who have got to pay for the health, for medical, what they want.
See, now I had heard someone say that was from the British Isles say that the system is designed to weed out the elderly.
Yeah.
That to have them die off faster, to make more room for the new generations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
And I think back when I was growing up in the 60s. I was born in the 50s, but growing up until the 70s, insurance was never an issue. I don't know how many times I got hauled to the doctor. I was a terrible kid. I always got hurt. And my folks would haul me to the doctor and tell the doctor, stitch that up for us, would you? Yeah, okay. And they'd do whatever they got to do for me. And then when we'd leave the doctor's office, my parents would stop at the desk and they'd print off their bill for, well, they'd write up, they didn't print shit back then. They write up the bill for them, give it to them, and they'd write a check and say, thank you. They could pay for the medical services just out of their monthly income whenever needed. The only thing they had insurance for were catastrophic care. And that's like if you landed in the hospital for a long period of time. I mean, we didn't have to insure ourselves for daily medical issues because we could just pay for it. We could afford to pay for it. And our family wasn't even, we were barely middle class, barely. And my folks never had an issue about write the check for it, go to the dentist, write the check for it, right then and there, because it was so affordable. It was so affordable. I remember I went to the dentist and I did like 5 fillings, hated the dentist for 2 years after that. And my mother, she said, oh, Lord, I can't believe that. She says, I don't want you to feel guilty or anything. But she said, I didn't expect it to be that expensive. She said, that was $38. $38 for me to go in. They'd clean my teeth. They did 5 fillings. They did x-rays, all this other stuff. And it came to $38.
Oh, yeah.
Now that's, you go in there today and they ask that they want access right to your bank account.
Oh, yeah. It's like $12,000.
Yeah.
Here it's 25 quid. Or 25, what? Just to pull a tooth out.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah, here they charge the cheapest you can get. This guy, he's a sawbones, he's terrible. But it's $65 for one tooth. $65 for one tooth. I had all of my teeth removed because of some injuries I had, facial injuries, and the teeth that were busted up. And I said, don't try to save them. Don't try. And I said, while you're at it, remove them all and give me dentures. Yeah. And I just about peed myself. My insurance company's like, no, we don't want to pay for that. So fortunately, my dentist, he classified all my teeth as unsalvageable. So then my insurance company said, fine, we'll cover it. It cost $4,800. Plus I had to pay another $1,800 just to get the false teeth I wanted. So it cost me over $6,000 to get all of those pulled. I thought, what the hell? Yeah.
You want to change?
Oh, wow, Angie. Holy smokes. My little chihuahua, they pulled 8 of her teeth, and it only cost me about $140.
It cost my dog's tooth 38 quid to have it pulled out of the vets. I'll change your vets.
That's the thing too, is some costs with vets are ridiculous.
Yeah, it drives you nuts. But like I said, I keep busy with YouTube and other things at the church, like teaching classes sometimes. It's like I had a wonderful on Sunday explaining the Bible and how to show people how to prepare emergency preparedness foods. They were asking me, can't we call it on our smartphone? I'm looking, no, because it's an emergency. How can you call it on the smartphone?
Right. Yep. If the grid goes on your phone is nothing but weight you don't want to carry.
Nope. And so they're looking at me because I gave them a sample of Wise Food, Mountain House, Augustine Farms, the right stuff. I gave them all a sample. Then I gave them the, you can buy it at grocery stores or the market where Doja lives, stuff that you can pick off shelf. And everybody says, this stuff is horrible. And they all pointed at the freeze-dried stuff, the camping stuff. And the stuff they really liked was the off-the-brand shelf, like cup of soup, cup of oatmeal,
Yeah.
just add boiling water to it.
Right.
And potatoes, it's like, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg. Like, I forgot, Dojo, how much is for a pouch of freeze-dried food in England?
Depends. Anything from £1 upwards.
Is it 2 pounds or 3 for the little pouch of freeze-dried food?
Yeah, depends on the make, who's done it.
Yeah. Now, like Mountain House here, it's $8.95 for
Okay, Skyhawk.
for 2 helpings.
See you later, buddy. And thanks for your raid.
You're looking at
I appreciate
$9
it.
per meal.
I
Hey,
can
Grey
get
Man
a meal.
Outdoors.
I can get a meal for a week and only spend a tenner.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, Mountain House. I use a lot of them. I use a lot of Mountain House for convenience, not for cost worthiness. For convenience. But there's certain Mountain House. I just love them. I just love them.
I buy the microwave meals. They last me all week. Spend a tenner and I've got a week's meal.
Yep. I've taken those microwave meals out to camp, and people go, "But those are for the microwave. You can't." I open them up. I dump them in my camp pot and heat them up on the campfire. It's just. Yeah, I use a caveman's microwave. What the heck? It's heat. All you got to do is heat it up. They don't get it. And those actually, they're pretty darn good. I mean, some of those microwave.
I like the Indian one. It's a habit I picked up in England. I like Indian microwave foods. In the foil pack that you boil in water, jasmine rice, chicken masala.
Yeah. There's a lot of alternatives, especially for dry kept foods. I've always got instant potatoes with me. I use a lot of Knorr meals because they're a nice comment, like their Spanish rice. I love it. And all it takes is water, but I take them out if I'm going to take them with me. I open the packages, dump them into a Ziploc, and get all the air out of them. They take up half the space. And you can haul 2 weeks, 3 weeks worth of meals with you in a backpack.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And the nice thing is, like with all the different flavors of instant mashed potatoes, take a look at them. They're not that high in sodium, and they're very nutritious for you.
Yeah, well,
very nutritious for you. And people underrate instant mashed potatoes. I mean, if you're going to be on the run, that's something I'm going to load half of my pack with. Because anything you find, you can throw in with them,
I always have instant mashed potato in the cupboard.
Yeah.
I have that in my bug out suitcase. I got 10 pounds of instant mashed potatoes.
They always say there's a saying over here. There's an old wise saying. Always make sure you've got beans in your cupboard because you can have beans with anything.
Yeah.
That's another one. I carry
in
my bug out bag. I've probably got, because my bug out bag's it's one I throw in my truck if I have the opportunity to get in my truck and split. That bag, I've got like 4 pounds of split peas in it. Because the volume you get in 4 pounds of split peas is a hell of a lot of meals. They make a lot of pots of soup out of that.
What I miss from the UK is breakfast.
Well, I did it once. One of my friends, he doesn't work because he said.
Go ahead, Dojo.
I said, one of my friends, he doesn't work, and he said to me, "Oh, I'm struggling with food." I went, "Why?" He said, "Well, I get 100 quid a week and I can't afford to eat." I said, "You give me that 100 quid a week and I'll make sure you afford to eat." And I went shopping for him. I got him 2 weeks worth of food. And he said, "How did you do that?" I said, "Just shop in the right place."
That's right.
Because he's been that used to shopping in the day shops I said, "Did you
My-
have a cheap shop down the road?"
My meal budget just to eat from the grocery store, to eat here at home, is $3.50 a day. That's my grocery budget. It's $3.50 a day, and they'll stop by and say hi, and they'll go, "What the heck? I can smell that. What's cooking?" Well, I'll have a stew going, or I'll be baking a shepherd's pie, or I'll be, and they go, you said you only spend $3.50 a week for groceries? Yeah. Half these things I make provide 5 meals.
Yeah.
I've 5 meals, and I spent $15 on it.
A lot of people.
And so that's $3 a meal. I mean, so I got 3 main meals for $3 a piece, or 5 main meals for $3 a piece. So
it's like when I make stew. I make that much stew, I end up freezing half of it.
that's me. My freezer's too small.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I make a pot of chili. It's 4 gallons.
Yeah.
I can't make a small pot. I don't know how. I make 4 gallons, and I freeze 3.5. I got chili for a month.
I grow my own veg, and I make my own vegetable soup.
Yes. Oh, I used to love that. My grandmother, she would can mixed vegetables, and she'd open up 2 quarts of those, dump them in a pot, throw an old tough land hen in there. You ain't frying that chicken because you ain't chewing it. And she'd boil that up and make homemade chicken soup, and it would just vegetable chicken soup, and it would just, it was to die for. It was to die for.
My nana used to make a good chicken soup.
Yeah. It's like, I only spend like under, let me see, about $192 a month on food. That's it. And I feed my mother, my great grand nephews and nieces. They eat me out of house and home. But that's all I spend. I still got food stashed away. I don't know what's that in pounds or Cronenbergs. Sorry.
About the same.
See, that's me too, is people say, well, if something happens and you get stuck there at your apartment for any extended period of time, there's, the grid goes down or whatever, how long can you hold out? I said, well, it's really none of your business, but I got a month to figure out how to get the hell out of here. I got that much food. I got that much food stuffed in my cupboard, just coincidentally. I did not intentionally. It's just.
I'm the same. I reckon if I got stuck here, we could. There's 3 of us here. We could live a month on the food we've got in the house, in the freezer, in the cupboards.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have to ration that. That's not rationing. That's just eating like I do, and it would be a good variety for a month. It's not like, I can survive a month on my instant potatoes. No, there's a lot to go with it.
Because all my vegetables I grow, I freeze them all. So I've got a freezer full of homegrown veg and everything.
Yeah, Techney, you're absolutely right. If the grid goes down, this old boy's in his truck. I don't know how other people handle things, but I know my area inside and out. People say, oh, well, if something really bad happens, they're going to set up roadblocks and all this and that. You'll never be able to get out of town and this and that. I tell you what, people don't realize this small town of 8,000 people, there's a total of 27 ways to get out of this town just by road. There's unknown trails by most people that you can drive a vehicle down. You're going to add another 18 exits. They're not putting that many roadblocks up, I guarantee you.
You don't have enough people to do that.
No. That's it. They better hope that all 8,000 people are dumb enough to think, well, there's a roadblock over here on the highway. We can't get out. I mean, there's a bunch of us that are going to be getting out of here.
JC.
And yeah, for me,
Hey, JC.
JCT, great to see you. Yeah,
I'm a beautiful butterfly.
cannibals go good with bread.
The only thing I miss
Yeah,
from
we-
England,
The only thing is eating cannabis with bread. If you're in a crisis, that's no good because you'll be eating all your food. You'll have the munchies all day long, wouldn't you?
yeah. Anyway, Dojo, do they still have breakfast in a can?
We still have breakfast in the can, yes.
I missed that. I could get spotted dick, I could get clotted cream, and let's see, what else? The old Heinz beans in a can. I get that.
Heinz baked beans, yeah.
Yep. But the one I can't get is the breakfast in the can.
Yeah, we still get it here.
Yeah, I
I
love
love
those
that.
things. Yeah,
It's an easy meal for morning.
yeah.
In
Just
my
open it
opinion.
up and heat it up. That's it. It's great when you have a hangover, just that cracking egg.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are confused. What are they talking about?
Oh no,
It's just a miniature breakfast all shoved in a can.
Yeah. And I miss English food because I spent some time in England. English didn't know about it because I think I'm still wanted in England. I work with Americans, so they weren't too happy about it. Scotland's no problem. Ireland's no problem. As long as I stay on that side of the border.
Oh, as long as you stay on the north side, not the south side.
The south side, I can't do north side. That's part of the UK.
Yeah.
It's regular Ireland, Scotland, I'm okay. UK, no. I don't know why, but they have me as a suspicious person.
Oh, right.
I'm looking at them. I'm an old guy with a walker. How suspicious is that? Danger.
I don't know. It could be very suspicious because a few weeks ago, two 80-year-old couples just got done for trafficking drugs in this country.
It's probably their drugs. Yeah, it gets a little weird.
Yeah, there is a lot of things that get weird.
Yeah. No, I'm okay in Sweden. Unless they change the laws there. You're still okay in Sweden. You still got the king, right, Jordan?
Yeah, we still have our king.
I get nervous.
You could say I am a royalist because I
Yeah.
am. I like our king, and we should have our king. And there are some people who want to remake or redo the whole system to a republic, but our system is not built on a republic way. The foundation are not a republic one. If we should remove the monarchy and replace it with the republic, it would cost a lot of money to redo the whole system.
Right, and to have
yeah.
those guarantees to keep what you have.
Yeah.
Because those would have to be built into that restructure, those guarantees, so the people wouldn't be hurt.
And the republic, if we would be a republic, it would fail because it will fall down. The foundation cannot hold up that because
Right.
we were a monarchy for hundreds of years. So we are not a republic. That would not work in our country.
If
It's
it's
a
not,
system that will fail.
if it's not broke, don't fix it.
What a lot of people don't know about Sweden, like Jordan said, the Swedish king owns how much, Jordan? of the fortune in Sweden?
Well, what can it be? It's they are pretty rich, so
Because I heard if he left Sweden and took all his money, Sweden would be like Ireland in the old days.
yeah, yeah, you are probably right about that, Uncle Al.
Right,
Because
guys,
half the governments.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
have to get off.
Yeah, half the.
Some-
Go ahead. Sorry.
Hmm?
Okay. Half the governments in England and Sweden don't realize how much the royal family has money. Sweden has a lot of money. The UK royals have a lot of money. And if they left and took their money, like, come to America. Do you know what kind of hell Sweden and UK will be in without that money?
We're not
Oh, they don't
far
want
off
to
it
come to
now.
the U.S. with that money because they get treated like Trump. So they're safe. Their royalty ain't leaving.
Well, I'm living
They
in
ain't
now.
coming here.
The
No, they don't
UK.
want to be treated that way.
I'm living in hell now because they say the royals rule this country. They don't.
Oh no, they just rented it.
Yeah, it's the fucking government who run this country.
Yeah. But who owns the purse strings is the royals. I know Sweden's pretty. They have cash. They just rent the government to the.
Yeah, do all the dirty work.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna have to get off anyway, so I've got something I need to do.
Okay. Catch you later.
Okay, Dojo, take care.
Yeah, thanks for
Great
having me
to
up.
see you,
Thank
brother.
you.
No
Bye.
problem.
Okay. Yeah, I like Sweden. It's a beautiful country.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Immigrants in. The Japanese are all right. We don't do anything. We're kind of short and boring.
That's
no, you're short and fun.
But yeah, it's like, how is it down in the south of Sweden, Jordan?
Well, the last thing I heard, it has been some more explosions, and it has been a couple of shootings. So, and the bomb squad has been very active lately. And it has popped up suspect objects as well. So,
They've been busy.
yeah. And the strength, the irony in this thing is the national bomb squad we have in this country, they have 80 men, and they are distributed on Malmö, Gothenburg, and Stockholm. And they scream after more people, more men.
Right. Didn't they got 2 injured?
Oh, not what I have heard of.
I heard 2 of your bomb squad guys got hurt. For the next 2 months, they're not working.
Okay, you're probably right.
Oh boy, I think it's
So, I mean, 80 men who are gonna take care of the whole country on only 80 men. You can't, and distribute it on 3 major cities. Well, that is not much people to use, or they need more.
right. And now it's 78 men.
Yeah, 78.
Now they're spread out so thin. Like, oh, we'll get somebody there in 2 days. Wait, Bob, wait.
We have a suspect object here, and the bomb squad says, can you wait a week? We can be up there in a week, maybe 14 days. Can you hang on that long? No, we can't.
It's too funny sometimes.
Yeah, it is. Hey, Chef Farrell.
I gotta be careful. My battery bank's giving me a yellow alert.
Yeah.
You see, a lot of people don't understand. I have a generator that I run when we have power blackout to charge everything, and I have 3 or 4 battery banks boxes
Yeah.
like Gil has, and his is a 4 setup. I have a 6 setup wired up. So when the sun's out, I put out. Everybody has either a hybrid or a grid-on system. I got a portable system. I unfold my tripods, put them in the backyard, put on my solar panels, charge my batteries, and just use the gas generator as is. And it's quiet as hell because it's propane.
Yeah.
So when I have blackouts, and sometimes you see me videotape, I'm kind of in the darkness. Like right now, only light I'm using is running off of a car battery because Reed's channel, Imagination, Magnify the Imagination Reed's channel, taught me that you could use one of these green light bulbs off of DC Direct regular house bulb. It's green ones. You can run it off of a 12-volt battery. So I got a 12-volt battery right here. It's running this, and I got to switch it out to get it recharged.
Don't tell my landlord, but I've got a deep cycle 12 volt sitting in my bedroom. He would.
Aren't you allowed to
the
have
landlord
that?
wouldn't like that, but yeah.
No.
And it's always kept topped off.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I got to go in a few minutes because
that's okay, Uncle Al.
I got the meter on here and it's going into the yellow. When it's yellow, I have to charge it for about 3 hours.
Yeah.
And getting winter hours, so the light's getting shorter. So I have to hook up everything.
Welcome back, Laura.
Yeah, I got cables all over. And it's heavy carrying a car battery. The deep cycle one.
Yeah.
So I have to bring the little trailer thing from the back room there and haul it in, hook up everything. Because what I'm running off is the rotors, this, the whatchamacallit, the light, the little tablet, and this. That's 5 devices.
Yeah.
A car battery, which is not bad.
Right. Yeah, I'm set up. My deep cycle will run me for about. I can actually squeeze about 10 hours of all my studio equipment on it. That's, and what I did was I looked at the power consumption on everything and got it all down to a reasonable level that battery could handle for extended period of time. So if I ended up going off grid 4 times a day for about a half hour, I could stay on YouTube and in touch with folks if that is still operating, so. But if it's just a power outage, but the internet is still functional, I can still get on there for, to stay in touch worldwide, But I also got my shortwave radio.
Right. Jordan's lucky. He lives in Sweden. You got hydro, right, Jordan?
Hydropower.
Hydropower from dams.
They've got some. Norway's got a little more hydro than Sweden.
We have not that much hydro.
Right.
I thought they did.
We have some, but not much.
I know Norway has quite a bit.
I believe Norway have more of that.
Right.
And we have more windmills.
Well, that's good.
In my city, or we have a lot of windmills. If you go 25 kilometers south and keep moving into the inland, you see those windmills, and you can see a few on the way. So.
Yeah, we had a windmill in our area broke down and killed about 1 person and injured a family of 4. You know those blades? If it breaks off, you don't want to be underneath it. And it right through their house. It was going about maybe 50 miles an hour when it spun off the rotor thing. It's supposed to shut. It did, and I flung it over there, quarter a mile away, which is scary. You don't have any windmills near you, Jordan, right?
Not near me. No.
Yeah, because they were living in an apartment, and all of a sudden we were watching the news and seeing a family of 5. They were watching TV, and all of a sudden this huge, rotor blade going through their house.
Yeah, and thanks to you and Gunnar, and I dug deep into Norway's windmill issues and found all these stats of some of the largest windmill using countries in the world, and the wildlife that windmills kill is insane. It's absolutely insane, because they're not talking, 100 of these died or 100 of those died. Just in France, they did a study, and they're killing 100 million tons, 100 million tons of insects. They've done this, and it was actually their energy department that did the study. I mean, I'm sure they weren't happy releasing that information, but can you imagine that many tons of insects? Okay, how many beneficial insects are included in that? And the hundreds of thousands of birds that were killed. Now in Norway, if I remember correctly, in 1 year's time, their windmills killed 185 sea eagles, which the Norwegians consider a rather on the edge animal, near the point of needing protection, but yet 185 of them got killed by the windmills. And in Norway, they're really pushing to limit the windmills and go more, improve their hydro power sources. See, I'm all for hydropower, especially in today's technologies. Like here in the U.S., all of our hydro dams virtually were built just with the frame of mind, power. That's all we want, is the power. Well, now, and then they realized, and our salmon population's going through the floor. Well, because they can't get up the river to breed anymore. So they put fish ladders in. Well, that was very expensive to go to an existing dam and do that. But now they can construct the dams with fish ladders built in. So the construction cost doesn't go up because of the fish ladders, because it's part of the whole project. And I wish the U.S. would put more into hydro too. There's a lot of possibilities in our country where they could still do hydro, and I wish they would. Because as long as it rains, when we got water flowing, that hydropower is pretty inexpensive to generate. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. Okay, Jordan and Sty, I gotta go. My battery's about at that level, so I'll catch you later.
It was great, Al.
Okay.
Good
Al.
live stream, Jordan.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Al.
Yeah, it's always good to have Al up. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great man with a great knowledge, and sometimes I wondered, where does he get all this information on all this knowledge?
Spends a lot of time on.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
Yep. Oh,
And
good. And I quoted. I said that right. Yeah. If you kill an eagle over there in Norway, you're looking at jail time and big fines. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing is, so many people are against nuclear power generation.
Yeah.
But all they need to answer is the disposal of spent nuclear source. Once they address how to appropriately deal with that spent nuclear material, then nuclear it's the cleanest, surest power source
Hey,
if
Nelia
you
and
want to
David.
eliminate fossil fuels,
Good to see you.
Yeah.
And lucky for me, I have no
Yeah.
time. I have no time to uh, keep track on today, so we can run this stream a little bit longer than you normally do. So
Oh,
because it's the Scouts has break free because we have a fall break here from schools and things.
oh,
So this week, so I don't need to pick up my daughter or anything like that. So that is why we can keep going for a little bit longer than I normally do.
mm-hmm.
And it's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like the
Gotta have a break.
community. I like the community we have here
Yes.
with good, great people. That is
Tons
awesome.
of great people.
And I have to say, this stream has been very quiet and peaceful.
Yes, it's
No,
been
no bad things or bad comments or anything like that.
no,
It's just a dream. It's just wonderful.
yep.
And that is how we want to have it and how we
Right.
like it.
Right. Well, Freeman James, yeah, I understand the slightness of your comment. Use volcano power, just throw an occasional sacrifice in. That's, but I'll tell you what, that's another power source the U.S. hasn't even applied. But thermal power generation is awesome. Just get out, study Iceland a bit. You would be amazed at whole communities heated by hot water, all from thermal vents. I mean,
Yeah,
there's no cost except running pipe. That's all the cost involved. They
yeah,
run pipe and they put zone valves in their homes to control in case it gets too hot, that it'll has relief valves, and they just circulate that natural hot water through their homes. They also generate power off of it. Think about it. Steam. You can run a steam engine to turn a generator, and there's no fuel. Yet they're taking it. It's coming out of the vents anyway. Oh,
no,
Lordy. I mean, come on, people. There are so many alternative power methods. Yeah. Yeah.
that is awesome method they use in Iceland because the only cost they have to pay for it's the pipes, and they probably the people there has to probably pay to the government that cost a smaller fee
Yeah.
for that. And
Yeah. They were saying that the only cost that the government there in Iceland charges them on these community power sources is it equals the maintenance cost of keeping the system working.
yeah,
A broken pipe here and there or a new valve they need. So they take that cost and they spread it amongst all the people on the system, and their power bills are cheap, dirt cheap. It's just, I mean, you can't even have a cell phone for what they pay in a year. You can't have a cell phone for a month for what they pay in a year.
yeah,
I love that.
yeah, I agree. and you don't have these fuel fumes or
Right.
things like that. It's
Yeah.
clean.
It's clean energy. Yeah, it's natural energy.
Yeah. So that is the optimal way to heat and power your house or apartment with.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And
But in US and Sweden, it will, and Norway and Finland and Denmark and other countries, it would cost too much to
Right.
build facilities that can do the same thing.
right. Right. And it's like here in the US, there's only a few small pockets, regions where they'd be able to actually tap into a resource like that.
Yeah.
It's not something they could do nationally because
And all
it's just not
those small
feasible.
pockets are probably in a natural preserve already, so or that is run by government, so you can't anyway
And it's
throw any pipes there anyway.
and most of those resources are in remote areas where there's not a lot of people living.
Yeah.
You know, if they
So-
were right next to a town, to a big town or a city, it'd be practical. But if it's just a few people in the area, then yeah, it doesn't make it worth it.
No. But it is an interesting.
Angie. Oh God, Angie. They're getting heat from the crematorium to heat swimming pools.
What? Okay,
The
that
water
one.
in the pool was dead calm today.
No, it's called Deadpool.
Deadpool. We're gonna Deadpool it today.
Yeah. What have you done today? I have been swimming in the Deadpool.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh man. That is really fun.
That's right. That's right. Keeping your pools warm with dead relatives. Oh gee whiz.
And when you swim there and whoa, who was that? Oh, that was my dead grandmother. Don't worry about that.
Hey Kaylee.
Hey Kaylee. Good to see you. Oh man.
See, we do a lot of that up here in northern Wisconsin. We're using thermal assist in heating our homes up here now. And what you do is you put heat sinks underneath your home when you build a home. You put a heat sink in, and the ground temperature up here for an annual average is about 58 degrees. So what you're doing is like in the winter, your furnace doesn't have to take cold air from the outside and bring it up to temperature to blow it in your house. It's bringing 58-degree temperature into itself, and it only has to heat it up a few degrees to heat your house. So what it does is it can dramatically reduce your energy use by having that warmer air going through your system rather than taking outside when it's 20 below zero outside and your furnace is trying to warm that up to heat your house versus 58-degree air that it has to heat up. So it's a good, and it's amazing because we don't have thermal activity up here. That's just nature. The ground doesn't freeze. Well, you get below the frost level and you can pull any of that heat and put it into a heat sink and then into the home. Yeah. It helps. And it works in the summer also for air conditioning. Those homes have a dual system. In the summer, it takes that cool air off that heat sink, which is 58 degrees and it's blowing that cool air into your home. Well, you don't even have an air conditioner and the house is nice and cool. And it's because you're taking all the...
Angie, I don't think you're joking.
Oh, no, Angie, I took you serious. Well, let's put it this way, Angie. I believe every word of it. But
Yeah, me too.
seriously, oh my gosh.
But I
mean,
never heard of it before.
no.
That was
And
a new one.
it's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's scary. Yeah, but well, if that works,
Yeah. I mean,
just fine.
and if those people are being cremated anyway, don't waste any energy, right?
Yeah.
Get as much out of it as possible.
Well, it's better you use the excess energy to do something useful with it.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, and that's just like being in a survival situation. You're going to take your resources and get the most out of all of it that you can.
Yeah, you have to squeeze
Yeah.
everything as much as you can get out of it. That is what you have to do. So
I was going to say, and Angie's saying, how could you swim with all those bones? And I was going to say, Angie, did they use that, the remains, the ashes for beachfront or what? One of those zero access swimming pools that have sand. And then, no, they just use the ashes from the crematorium and the heat to warm the pool. Yeah.
yeah,
There you go. She's going to donate her body. My eldest sister did that. They didn't want to accept her body for research. She died of cancer. She had several forms of cancer when she passed away.
okay.
And she wanted it donated for cancer research, her body. And they weren't going to take it. They weren't going to take it. And somebody got a hold of the governor of her state and said, this gal has been promoting, the advancement of science and medicine her whole life, and now you won't take her body for research. And the governor heard about it, and he ordered their university to accept her body. So that was pretty cool. So she did get her wishes.
Well, cancer is an illness that is need to be researched. We need to find a cure against it because that cancer is a horrible and terrible disease.
Yep.
And I don't wish anybody to have it or get it because that is so horrible.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
And painful.
And cancer research, I mean, and it's like they say, there's never enough. There's never enough resources or those to research the issue. There's never really enough. And that, people need to keep, they need to, they need to keep that research alive and well.
Yeah.
And like Laura is saying, cannabis has been proven to treat cancers or halt the growth of certain cancers. And so has chaga mushrooms. Chaga mushrooms, it's been proven for many, many decades, but it was proven by the Russians. And this stinking world of ours, if you put the word Russia with it, don't trust it. Don't believe it. Don't trust it.
We have chaga here.
To me, baloney. The Russians, they did it for their own interests. They could care less about the rest of the world. They did it for their own interests. So take your research. Yeah. Hey, Techny, hi.
There we are.
Yeah.
You got brave.
Oh, I just had to mute the YouTube side.
Yeah, I know it will be
And I've got a new
echo.
headset, so I don't know how clear it is.
Well, you
Hopefully-
sound, your audio is perfect. I hear you.
Hopefully
It's
no echo
nice
like
and
last
clear.
time. Yeah, as I was saying
done that.
earlier about
I've
my
done that.
butcher.
I've
Yeah,
done that
eventually-
on my own streams, Tetchy, where I've had, counting myself, 6 people up, and there's that echo going on, and I'm yelling at everybody, turn off your YouTube, turn off. And then everybody's
I've done
going,
that a lot
but
of
it's
times.
off, it's off. And then I look and I go, oh crap, mine's on. I hear it was me, the host.
Well, that's better. It appears that my chair was a little low, so my head was kind of down here. Now it's where it should be.
You want to talk about the butchers?
Yeah, as I was saying about my butcher earlier, this was earlier today, in fact, when I went down my butcher. I had a vegetarian in, so I went through the entire process of how they kill the cow in order to get to the steaks, then went through how I've cleaned up squirrels, rabbits, squab, pigeon for Europeans, and they literally left the butcher shop looking like they were going to puke, so my butcher just gave me my order on the house
Oh,
for
really?
dealing with it.
Oh, that worked out good.
Like, yeah, considering I was getting myself some sirloin steaks, so
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you very much.
I had about $40 worth of sirloin steaks for free.
Oh, wow.
And the butcher's about 80 years old, and this 20-something vegetarian comes in trying to start shit. Yeah, don't start shit when you've got someone in the store who's wearing a leather jacket, a big leather belt, a leather hat. I think you've actually seen my hat, Yaran.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I can't reach it at the moment because it's at the top of my door behind me, which has the morale patches on it. So
But
yeah,
it's
I
all
had
right.
that.
It's all right for them to strut around in the skin, but you can't eat the meat.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, literally, if you ever see me walking down the street, I've usually got my leather hat on, a suede jacket, a pair of military-issue leather boots, a big leather belt, and I actually used to have a bolo tie made out
Yeah.
of rattlesnake skin.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what happened to the bolo tie, though. I lost it at some point, which was a shame. But yeah, it's absolutely hilarious. This fucking vegetarian looked really, really really green.
I'm not
I mean-
turned vegetarian because I don't like meat, or so it because I'm allergic to meat. So
Right.
it is because of health reasons I
Yeah.
don't eat meat.
I don't
Right.
mind vegetarians, but when they're the kind that like to start shit for no reason, then
Yeah. Well, see, and that's it. Is
that's
I
just
don't-
giving me a reason.
I don't like people bashing me because I like a nice steak, and I can eat steak. Any more than I like someone bashing somebody that says, I prefer not to eat meat. But they're not preaching at you. They're just saying, I prefer not to eat meat, so
Yeah.
I don't eat meat. And okay,
I don't mind it if they're not going to
I
be
don't mind
preachy.
that.
Yeah, it's when people get preachy that it becomes a
That's
problem.
it. When they want to convert you, I don't need to be converted.
I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous when people do that. Yeah, okay, you want to fuel your body that way, that's fine. I like myself a big juicy steak.
That's it.
And I
Just
don't
because
look
I'm eating
down.
a steak doesn't mean you have to.
That's right.
And I have no problem with if somebody else eat meat. I have no problem with that.
Right.
I respect them in any way, and I don't go and tell them, "Hey, you need to be a vegetarian or vegan." I
Right.
don't do that. I don't force anyone.
No.
They have to eat what they want.
Yeah.
The thing
Oh,
is, in my
yeah.
area, there are a lot of people that are really preachy.
Yeah. Joran, you said that you do eat fish, though.
Yeah,
That you're able to tolerate the fish.
Yeah.
See, now, if I ate fish and veggies, I don't know that technically makes me a vegetarian, but it would make me a happy camper. I love fish. I love fish. I could eat fish and veggies all damn day. Yeah. And if they wanted to put a name on me for that, I'd say, okay, then I'm a vegetarian that eats fish.
I mean,
I'm good with it.
once,
I love it.
well, more than once or twice, Sty, I have been called too redneck for the UK. Thank you. If anyone who said that actually sees this video, thank you. That is a high compliment. You can't see it, but off to my left here, I have the United States flag on my office wall. And if you ever tune into my channel, you'll see it as my background in most of my videos.
That's you know, I'll tell you what, Tessie, you're yeah, you hit me as the kind of guy that just looking for trouble.
Every 4th of July, I have stars and stripes flying outside my front door, despite the fact I live in England. So
non-conformant, you.
it's like, I appreciate the Constitution of the United States. I think it should be international law. So why would I not support it?
That's yeah.
Hey, Dalana Filipina. Welcome to the stream.
I mean, it is.
Good to see you.
It's absolutely hilarious, actually, because one of the first times I done a video with the United States flag, I had a lot of comments that YouTube filtered out as spam, saying you're not American, you shouldn't be flying that, and all other kinds of crap. I was like, yeah, I'll just
all kinds of repeated comments, the same thing over and over.
Like, yeah, I'm just going to delete these. I'm not even going to approve any of them. Screw it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if I had enough room on this wall, I'd probably put a Swedish flag or a Confederate flag as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, with my family, with all my grandchildren, I tell everybody for Christmas, if I'm having over the house, that's why I don't like having them over anymore. Because if I hung a flag of every nationality, my grandkids are, they think it's a meeting of the United Nations at my house. I mean, for crying out loud, I got kids, I got grandkids that their fathers are from all over the world, and yeah, and I've had people try to call me racist, and I go, what? You need to come to dinner.
That's actually one of the awkward things with my family. My mother's side, completely English.
Oh, yeah.
For some reason, I can't see the. Oh, there we go. I just found out you can change the tabs on StreamYard to see the live chat. Okay, I'll remember that for future. As I was saying, the funny thing about my family is it's divided across both sides of the Atlantic.
Oh,
my mother's side completely British military as far back as the family goes. My grandfather was Royal Signals Corps during World War II. My father's side, and this is where some of my mother's side of the family absolutely friggin' hate me. I don't give a flying fuck because I don't talk to them. Because on my father's side, my father was a United States Marine during Vietnam who retired to the UK. Only thing I've got to say about that is, what the hell was he thinking?
Good question. You have to ask him one day.
I would, but I don't know where the bloody hell he went. I haven't seen him since I was 10 years old. But yeah, it's absolutely hilarious. People say, well, you can't fly the American flag. You're not American. I go, well, technically I'm half American on my father's side.
That's the thing with being American. Anyway. But then it's happening all over Europe too. Whatever your nationality, was. Once you're American, you don't even ask anymore. You're a mix of some shit. I mean, you don't know
this is
what.
something you ran all know because I've been trying to get moved for the past 5 or 6 years now. But I am actually. I was at one point trying to get moved to New York. That fell through, thank God, because I have seen the state of New York now, and I don't want to go anywhere near that city or state. Then I was supposed to be moving to Sweden. That move got screwed over. Didn't even get given a reason for that one. And now me and my housemate are actually trying to move to Texas.
Really?
And I'm thinking, Texas? Well, that kind of suits me down to the ground because I suppose you could say I like small knives.
That's
Yeah, that's a small knife.
yeah.
The Ontario SP10 Marine Raider Bowie knife.
Oh yeah.
So pure American right here. Made in the United States. The design is from the United States. Jim Bowie, if you want the correct pronunciation. But yeah, one of my favourite knives, this. And unfortunately...
Angie, you take good care of yourself, girl.
Take care of
real
yourself,
good care of
Angie.
yourself, okay?
You know where you can find me, Angie.
Take care, Angie. But yeah, the weird thing is, well, the problematic thing for me is, I like my knives. I like to do videos on knives, but being in the UK, I cannot take any of my knives out with me.
That's
short of this.
Uh-huh.
And everyone's going to know what this is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Swiss
Good
Army
old
knife.
Swiss Army knife. But the funny thing is, even this, I keep forgetting where my camera is, even this could get me in trouble in the UK if I took it out in public.
Right.
Well, if I took that knife in public here in Sweden, I would have nice silver bracelets on my arms and I'd get in jail.
Yeah, same here, despite the fact that technically, under UK law, this is legal to carry. Because it is under 3 inches long on both blades. Where's the other one? On both blades, it is under 3 inches long. It is non-locking. So it conforms to all the UK's knife carry laws. However, it is down to the individual police officer whether you are carrying legally or not.
Sure.
So literally, all my knives stay at home.
I hate to say it this way, but I love sitting with you guys all the time. And we get on this topic all the time about knives and firearms, blah, blah, blah. I love sitting with you guys and hearing what you go through because it gives me added appreciation for what I'm allowed to do. I can carry anything that you've shown on the screen. I can carry firearms. I can put an AR-15 over my shoulder and walk down the street. And there's not a cop or anybody that can tell me no.
Well, you couldn't do that with a BB gun over here. I think I've got
and see, somewhere. And that's it. It really does give me a huge appreciation for our right, our Second Amendment. Yeah.
This is one thing that a lot of people keep riding my ass about. Why are airsoft guns in the UK brightly coloured?
Because you need to see the difference between the real one and the fake one.
And this particular one, as Sty will probably recognise, is a 1911.
Yep.
Yeah, I recognize that model as well.
With Bowmar rear sight on it. Right there. The thing is, the sight is actually a real Bowmar sight. But the thing is, these having to be bright coloured in the UK is a complete farce. I can go over to the States to any manufacturer who makes a 1911, and I can have this finish put on any 1911 if I wanted it.
Oh yeah, they'll custom build for you.
So I could literally have a real 1911 in this exact color scheme, blue and black.
See, now here in the U.S., if it's if it's a non-firearm, it can look like a true firearm. However,
And
if it's a toy firearm, it must have a bright blaze orange
yeah,
tip on
a
it,
blaze orange tip.
so
And
that
again,
a cop knows. Now, isn't that stupid though? I could put that same plastic tip on the end of my 9mm and be flashing it around. The cops would say, "Oh, well, don't worry, it's a toy gun."
and in case anyone is worried about safety, there's nothing in the mag well, nothing in the chamber. I've got to remember, if I can actually do this when I'm on camera. I do not know, because I've never tried it on camera when I'm not looking at the gun. And the answer, yes. So the frame, completely black. The slide, and if I can get the angle right, you'll see it better, bright blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, the criticism I've got with this law in the UK is you can have a real one with this same finish. And the funny thing is, this 1911 airsoft pistol is based on a Wilson Combat 1911A1. And how do I know so much about guns? I honestly don't know. I've got a lot of weird stuff jangling around up in my head.
Yeah, over here it's gotten to the point where I was just looking at some statistics the other
Hey,
day.
Ontario Homestead. Hey,
Yeah,
Pepper Rome's
Ontario,
Outdoors.
Papa Rome too. Yeah.
And I'm not going to be putting the magazine in this gun today because I just charged the magazine with gas this morning. So if I put the magazine in while the hammer's back, it will automatically cock the gun.
Yeah.
And the safety only works when the hammer's back, just like the real 1911. And also the grip safety. I love this thing. I just wish I could have the real one instead. Give me the real 45 ACP.
Good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, I've had a couple of 45 ACPs over the years.
A very powerful cartridge, a very effective cartridge.
Yeah. They're not
And
they're not, and people argue with me, but they're wasting their wind. You know, if you want to save a breath, don't go on the road with me. But a 45 ACP, if you think it's a conceal and carry gun, wake up and smell the coffee.
you can conceal carry it, but it's not so ideal.
And it's not. And I'll tell you what, you got to wear such heavy cover to truly conceal it. I can see a footprint on a person from 50 yards that's carrying a 1911. And
the only way you are concealed carrying a 1911 is if you're wearing either a heavy leather jacket or you're going the full old West method with the heavy duster jackets.
Yeah, the best bet when I carried my 1911s, I always carried a armpit shoulder holster and a jacket.
Easiest way to conceal carry it because the body covers the profile of it.
Yep, I'll be right
Or
back.
if you have a trench coat.
If you have a trench coat, you can conceal carry a 12 gauge.
Yeah. And an Uzi.
Well, pretty much anything that will fit under the trench coat. Yeah,
That's
again, as
okay,
I was saying
Laura.
earlier, Yaran, you really should do some videos on ways of tying bandanas. I have a bandana somewhere. I just never wear it because I have no idea how to tie the damn thing.
Well, I can make a video for you, Tenchi.
It's like at the moment I've got no paracord bracelet on either wrist because the clasp screwed up. It completely seized up, so I had to cut the thing off.
Yeah.
So I'm not too pleased about that, but I do still have my nice, where's the camera? There it is. My nice leather Mjolnir bracelet.
Yeah. Those bracelets are not really nice. I like those.
The only problem I've got with this one is it takes me about 15 minutes to tie it up because the cords are so long.
Yeah.
And because there's only 2 holes on each side, I really cannot trim them down. So I generally only wear that if I'm going to be recording 2 or 3 videos in a day, or if I'm going to be out for a long period of time.
Now, I'll show you something. This is an add-on to the 11 holsters I already own for this particular firearm. But that's my most common conceal and carry, that pouch. I wear it on my belt. And it just looks
Nobody
like
would think there's anything in it because it just looks like a standard belt pouch.
Right. And it's got a cell phone pouch, so my cell phone's typically in it. And I walk around with that. I walk around a grocery store, nobody knows. And I'm just going to do a quick show. I'm unzipping it for easy access, but it's got these little tabs. All I got to do is grab either little tab, give it a yank,
Just yank
and
it.
it fully opens. It fully opens with just a little yank. But yeah, there's a 9mm M&P shield in it.
Good old Smith & Wesson.
And 2 spare
Mags.
clips, of course.
Oh,
so
yes.
I'm carrying 24 rounds and a handgun on my hip. Nobody knows I got it.
For standard Democrat lingo in the United States, we've got to ban those high-capacity clipazines.
Yeah, see, and I
heard about that.
I want to get rid of 10-round clips. That's fine. I've got single stack 8-round clips. The only thing is that just means I got to carry a couple extra clips. And this is the one I really like. I've got a calf strap that I put on, and I carry this in my pant leg. And a lot of people say, "Well, that gun ain't no good," and I love this gun. It's a sweet little bugger. It's a little Jennings J22, and they say, "Well, what good is that gun?" I said, "Yeah, at about 3-4 yards away, and I tap you in the temple with that. Guess what? Party's over."
22 is a much underrated round.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very underrated.
The .22 long rifle.
Yep.
Yes, it is an incredibly small bullet. But once
I've taken a lot of deer with them.
Once it enters your body, it will be bouncing around so much that it will take a medic hours to find the friggin' thing.
If you get a 22 bullet in your head, it will bounce around in your head. So your brain is basically mush.
Yeah. See, I don't use hollow points. I don't use hollow points in that handgun. I use round ball ammo, because if I had to shoot something in the skull, the round's going to go in, penetrate the brain, and it's going to stay in the skull. It's not coming out the other side. I don't need a hollow point, but a hollow point, I've actually shot animals close range, pigs, with that same handgun, and had a hollow point flatten out on its skull. Knocks the thing out cold, but it doesn't kill him. Just flattens out on his skull.
For something
that round ball goes right through the skull, and he's down and dead right now.
Yeah. For something as small as the 22, a hollow point is, in my opinion, redundant.
Yeah.
Because the 22 is going to expend all of its firepower inside the target.
Yeah.
I said, it's a very small round, but it's a very efficient round.
Yeah.
If you use it right, on a correct, proper way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like people that call the 223 5.56 round a high caliber round. It's not. The 223, despite the fact it is what most American assault rifles use, such as the AR-15, it is essentially a slightly larger 22 caliber bullet.
Oh yeah, Papa Rome's. Yeah, I use CCI stingers. Yep.
I mean, I have no idea where all this knowledge in my head comes from. I guess it's just part of being part of a military family.
I've always from childhood up, I've always had firearms.
I mean, the funny thing is, I've got this knowledge, yet I live in a country that is completely anti-gun.
So yeah, Bradley, I got a 10 mil also M&P shield. In our region here, the most common police issue is the M&P shield, Smith and Wesson. Though any officers that carry Glocks, they're privately owned. They're not owned by the departments.
That's not surprising with how expensive they can be.
They developed the M&P shield for law enforcement. That was what it was made for. So that was under a government contract. So it's kind of stuck. So all these police departments, they want M&P shields, and I like the M&P shield single stack because it's very easily concealed. I take it out of that pouch. I can slip it in the back of my pants. I can kidney carry it. I can appendix carry it. Anywhere. I drop it in my coat pocket and people don't know I have it. But yet it's got that 9 mil kick to it. It's got that punch. And people say, well, a 9 mil, you could, you do a lot better with the 10 or with a 45 ACP. Well, I'll tell you what, my 10, and I've had both 45 and 10. I prefer the 10, the talking power of that 10. But I don't want to be standing in a McDonald's someplace and have the guy next to me start robbing the store and threaten to kill that little girl behind the cash register, and I got to pop him with a 10. No, I don't want to do it. No. They won't be able to feed anybody in that store for at least 24 hours cleaning the place up. So no, I like my 9 for that, to feel a little more at ease carrying it, But I'm actually thinking of selling my 10, but I like my 10 in the spring when I'm hiking for a bear gun, for a sidearm for a bear gun. I used to carry a 44 mag, but it was just too dang heavy carrying around.
Good old-fashioned wheel gun.
Yeah, dirty, hairy. I've never seen him out in the woods anyway.
I think a 44 Magnum out in the woods would probably be a bit overkill unless you run into something like a friggin' bear.
Right, yeah. And we do here. We run into
you
bears,
are,
I've never needed the gun on the bear, so.
But then again, even if you do need a gun on the bear, you probably wouldn't need something as high caliber as a 44 anyway.
Right.
Not if you know where to place your shots.
Crazy Ann, are you falling asleep over your desk again? You don't have me there to wake you up.
Now, the easy way to stop falling asleep on your desk is to play some heavy metal music when you're at your computer. Which is generally what I'm doing, actually.
With a sensor that turns on the heavy metal music when it's noticed you for going to sleep.
Yeah. I mean, when I get to the States, if this move goes as planned, which please, for the love of God, let it go as planned, the biggest problem I'm going to have is deciding which gun I want to get myself first. Yeah, I said which one I want to get first.
So your plans are then to make a permanent move?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
And I'm hoping it actually goes as planned this time.
Sure.
Because so many times in the past it has fallen through, and that just gets on my nerves.
Best laid plans. Yeah.
Yeah. The only way a plan doesn't go to waste is if you plan the opposite, so that way if it goes through, it actually goes correct.
Yeah. Crazy Ann. Yeah. And girl, and you got to take care of yourself for all of us fellas that just love following you.
I don't know if you actually heard the gunshot sound then, but if you did, that's my phone notification.
Oh, you wouldn't want to be. You don't want your phone on in the bank.
Actually, my notification for emails and text messages is actually a Dragunov sniper shot, and my ringtone when I actually get a call is actually a barrage of 45 shots. So Colt 1911s. Oh, I had that on yesterday. I walked past the police officer. The poor bastard went pale.
Oh,
Because
boy.
the thing is, whenever I'm out on the town, I have to have my ringtone volume set to the maximum to be able to hear it.
Hear it, yeah.
And on my phone, when it is set to the maximum, it sounds like the actual gun. So
Yeah.
the amount of looks I've got from that. Last week, in fact, when I went down to Aldi to do my shopping, it actually went off when I was in the checkout line and like 5 people turned around, including the store's security guard. I was like, don't worry, people, it's just a ringtone. Fortunately, being the UK, the security guards are not armed anyway, so...
Now, in that case, you would have been in deep trouble.
Yeah.
Maybe have a bullet in your chest.
That's it, yeah. Hey, Crazy Ann, yeah. She says, I have a 45 Colt. She doesn't have just a 45 Colt. It's a sweetheart of a Colt. Wow. I got to see it. That's one sweet sidearm.
There are lots of amazing 45s out there.
Oh yeah. I've owned a couple. I've shot so many different ones, and the one I owned was a basic military issue 45 ACP, and I actually liked that handgun.
Unfortunately, Anne, living in the UK, it's the closest I can get to an actual gunshot.
Yeah, Anne doesn't need the fake sounds on her phone.
And
yeah.
Speaking of guns in the UK, there's actually a gun club quite close to where I live, about maybe a 20-minute bus ride away from where I live. And I was going to join there. I actually inquired about joining. To join the gun club, I need a firearms license.
Just to join the club.
To join the club. Here's the thing. To have the firearms license, to get it, I need to be a member of a club. So, see the problem?
Yeah, I will see the problem.
I see it, but sure the hell don't understand it.
And the thing is, this isn't even a gun club that I haven't been a member of before. I was a member of this exact gun club when I was around 11 or 12 years old. But now, you need a firearms license to join the club, but you also need to be a member of a club to get your firearms license.
That's crazy.
And then, because I live in a rented property, it gets a little more complicated, because another stipulation of getting a firearms license in the UK is you've got to have a secure gun safe and a secure ammo safe in different rooms. But because I live in a rented property, the landlord's insurers do not allow you to have a gun safe or an ammo safe on the property.
What?
So the only way around that would to be a member of a gun club that has gun storage facilities. In which case, I would be paying £250 a year, around $325 for the Americans in the audience, or about, I think, 3,200 and something crowns as well for the Swedish, because I think it's about a 12-to-1 ratio at the moment. So probably closer to 3,300 krona just for the membership. And then I'd have another £150, around 1,700 krona or $160, sorry, for gun storage. And
That's a lot of money.
And that is a yearly fee. That doesn't include range time. It does not include ammo costs, because ammo, depending on the gun club you go to, has to be provided by the club. And with the one I used to be a member of, it had to be provided by the club. So those fees are just for your gun storage, your membership. They're not for any range time. They're not for ammo costs. And my particular gun club, I can tell you for a fact, I'll give you an example of a round that was prevalent when I used to be a member, which is 22 long rifle, very conveniently. 75 pence, around $1 a round. That's for each bullet. $1 is what they charged you a bullet for 22 long rifle. And in a average shooting time there, which would be about 2-3 hours, you can go through about 100 rounds because the magazines only held 5 rounds. So extremely ridiculous.
See,
In my
I
area, yeah, you do have to be part of a club.
over here I get I can get good 22 ammo for 16 cents a round. High end, really top shelf ammo, 34 cents a round.
Yeah, exactly. So
And see, and that's the thing here is I have conceal and carry license. Well, actually, I got 3: Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Florida. I can carry in all except 5 states of the U.S.
One of those 5 is probably New York. Another one of those
There's
5 is probably California.
There's states I'll never go to anyway. The thing is like here in Wisconsin, when Wisconsin passed conceal and carry statute and said that, yeah, any Wisconsin citizen, even a non-citizen, from somebody from another state can apply as long as they take the course and pass it, and then they can get certified and get their conceal and carry license. But in their law, my landlord, when I moved in here, it said in the lease that I am not allowed to display any firearm in my residence. If they come in and can see the firearm sitting on a table or hanging on the wall or whatever, or in a glass case, even if it's locking, I violate my lease. They also said that I'm not allowed to carry the firearm to my vehicle through a common area. Well, that would mean I'd have to throw it out this 4th-story window and go outside and go pick it up and then go take it to my truck. Well, then just to throw salt in the wound, my employer at the time passed a policy that in order to work for us, you are not allowed to have any firearms on our premises, period, whether you're working or not. And they said that includes your vehicle. And if we suspect that you have a firearm in your vehicle, we can search your vehicle as a term of your employment. And if you have a firearm, then we can fire you for that. Well,
that is ridiculous.
Our state wrote it right in the law. No employer can restrict your right to have a firearm in your vehicle, whether it's on their property or not. They can't do it.
Overruled.
Yeah. If you got a conceal and carry permit, you can have a firearm in your vehicle 24/7. Nobody can tell you no. Then they said for landlords.
Hey, Benzo. Welcome.
Landlords cannot refuse you your constitutional right to conceal and carry a firearm and within your dwelling. I pay for this space. It's not free for my landlord to use in any sense. I've paid to take his rights away and give them to myself. Now they can put terms in the lease that if I damage it or anything like that, they can get rid of me. But they can't say, well, you have to give up your rights to live here. They can't. So they put it right in the law that the landlords can't restrict you either. And then you have the right to, even if they have the right to post the property, this is a gun-free zone. But that's only in the public areas, right? But it doesn't apply to the actual tenant because the tenant is paying for that public space. So the tenant has the right to come and go with their firearms freely and unencumbered. Oh, did that piss off my employer and the landlord? And sure
Well, I'd
made me
say that's a
happy.
good thing.
Sure made me happy. I got a fella that lives in our building here. He's got a federal firearms license, class 3. I mean, he can actually, and he can actually get his hands on fully automatic weapons. He has
Ludwig says,
he has guns shipped right to his apartment, and people see him coming in. They're carrying 4 or 5 firearms. Yeah, Ludwig.
Ludwig says, I like to shoot my Rogers and Spencer 44. I'm not familiar with that gun.
No, technically, Leia, you don't. Technically, you don't need to be in a club, but the fact is, you will not be issued a firearms license unless you are a member of a club. And take it from me, I know that from experience. So, yeah, technically, you don't need to be in a club, but the actuality of it is, unless you are a part of a club, you will not be issued that license. So it's one of those things. There's more contradictions.
Yeah, the way she's saying it there too, I understand that you have to be able to prove that you're a part of that club, or prove that you have land that fits their requirements to shoot on. And from what I heard, you can't just shoot on any property. It's got to be. It would have to be an approved range.
It'd have to be approved land, yeah. So in terms of having land to shoot on, for a shotgun, I believe it's 5 acres. For an actual firearm, a lot more than that. But in my specific area of the UK, which is the southwest of the UK, which ironically, the southwest of the United States is a lot more tolerant towards firearms. The southwest of the UK, you will not get a firearms license or a shotgun certificate unless you are part of a club, because there is no private land that you can shoot on. All the private land that you could shoot on belongs to gun clubs in my specific area.
And I hope this doesn't take any of the air out of your balloon, Tenchi, because you're so excited. When you come to the U.S., you will not get or be allowed to carry a firearm until you have citizenship.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so you do have a time period that you got to go through.
Depending on the state and depending on what you get, because certain things over there are not listed as firearms, believe it or not.
That you will be able to carry in it's several states. You'll be able to carry a knife in the open.
Texas being one of those.
Yeah, but not a single state in the U.S. will you be able to carry anything that's on their firearm list, and that will include tasers and mace. As a non-citizen, you aren't given that right.
I'd prefer to carry a blade anyway. Plenty of them to carry.
But you have to watch in some states. Some states have the same rule you were talking about earlier, blade length requirements. So you want to make sure to check the state, because if they say, oh yeah, you can carry a knife here, look at the statute and find out if there's a blade length requirement. Because I've had a friend from Denmark that got pinched on that. He was carrying a 11-inch blade in a state that only allows a 6-inch blade for non-citizens.
If I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe that Texas does not have any blade length limits.
They do have a non-citizen clause in their statute, So I'd be cautious. I'd pull up everything Texas has on their statutes about carrying any form of weapon.
Yeah, that's
Some
one thing I'd be
states here-
doing anyway.
Some states here, if you're carrying a 2x4, I'm not
New
kidding.
York.
If you're carrying a 2x4 and they feel that you're carrying it aggressively, that's considered brandishing a weapon. So a person has to be a little careful. Here in the state of Wisconsin, if you got a conceal and carry license, you had better be able to explain yourself. If you pull that gun and you don't fire it, you're in a hell of a lot of trouble compared to firing it. Because in this state, we have a brandishing law. You cannot show that gun off. You cannot unholster that gun in the public and have other people see you with that gun in your hands out of its holster without getting charged for brandishing a weapon. You pull it out and you shoot an offender, it's a whole different thing. Now that case has that goes to the right to self-defense. But brandishing a weapon is not considered self-defense, because if you're brandishing it and never fire it, then you obviously didn't frickin' need it. You know?
Yeah, obviously.
And so we've had a few folks here that have been charged. Pull a gun out. All right, everybody settle down. Oh, yeah, okay. We'll all settle down. And the cops come and they cuff him and haul his ass away. And the next thing you know, he's doing 180 days in county jail for brandishing a weapon. And
that is what I call show off.
Yeah, showing off. Yeah. Because that's the worst thing. You know, that gun should never leave that holster. You should pray that it never has to leave that holster, because when it leaves that holster, it has to leave with its full intent of being fired.
And one of your little friends has to leave the barrel.
That's right. Yeah.
Or not so little, depending on what caliber you're carrying.
Yeah. We got
Yeah.
some folks carrying hand cannons.
A bullet is a little bit smaller than you are in size.
Yeah.
So that is what I call little friends.
It may be a little friend, but it will make a big mess.
Well, yeah, I have 17 little friends here who runs faster than you are, so that is better you calm down.
Well, I had one fella tell me once. He said, well, I heard that you sold off all your firearms. All you got left is your 22 rifle. And I said, yeah. He goes, well, you're an easy mark. He says, I could come and rob you. And he says, and take off out of that house and not worry much at all. I said, well, I'll tell you what, at about 75 yards, I'll give you a little remembrance of don't come back, because I'll pierce your frickin' ear with that 22. I'll leave you a nice big hole. You can go ahead and put a stud in it. I'll leave a hole in your ear for you. Oh, I said, yeah. Don't turn around and look at me. I'll pop you in the eye. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Again,
oh, you
22, much underestimated.
Yeah. And see, we don't have that defend your castle kind of law here. Just because they came in your front door, you don't have the right to shoot them. You have to be able to prove you had a reasonable reason to believe they're going to commit bodily harm or death upon you. And the old saying, shoot them out in the yard and then drag them in the house. The castle doctrine. He was in my house. Here, it don't matter where you shoot him. You can shoot him in church. I mean, it's why you shot him. It's not where you shot him.
Well, at least if you shot them in church, you can prove that they're holy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you'd have a lot of witnesses to say, yeah, he had a gun first. No.
I think one of the things that is kind of weird
I'm
for
going
the
to the bathroom
UK.
for a sec. I'll be back.
Okay, Joran.
Keep streams running.
You bet. We'll hold down the fort.
Thanks.
Or at least one of the things I think is weird in the UK is the fact that air guns are restricted.
Yeah, they don't like anything that represents a weapon.
Yep. And they're
Andy K's filling me in on that stuff all the time.
Yeah, £6 for an air pistol, £6 muzzle energy, and £12 for an air rifle.
Oh boy, that's light.
And then you look at the United States, which has 50 caliber air rifles.
Yeah. Oh,
like-
the 22 caliber here is very, very loved. And yeah, they've got 30 cals and up.
Oh yeah, one of the things one of my subscribers was mentioning to me was, oh yeah, if you move, you may have to wait until citizenship until you get your firearm to spend, depending on the state. Some states are different to others, apparently. But it doesn't matter what state you're in. As soon as you move, you can have an air rifle because they're completely unrestricted.
Oh, you can go to Walmart and buy one off the shelf.
They're like, oh, you can get whatever caliber air rifle you like. I'm like, what do you mean I can get whatever caliber air rifle I like? They only come in 2 calibers, 177 and 22. He goes, no, they come in up to 50 caliber now. It's like, Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
air rifle.
Laura Leah, she shows off her knife on her streams once in a while, and I just love it. She goes, yeah, look at this. And it's just like, grab her purse, buddy.
Yeah.
No, you're going to lose some fingers. She's saying that an air rifle over 12 foot-pounds.
Yeah, that's correct.
FAC. Yeah,
but
because it's considered in the firearm class, yeah.
I honestly do not understand how you consider something that's over 12 pounds of muzzle energy.
Yeah.
A firearm.
Yeah, Laura.
Considering even a 22 long rifle has significantly more than 12 pounds of muzzle energy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. This little tiny bullet right here has way more than 12 pounds of muzzle energy.
Yeah. Ludwig, I've seen a few folks that they've got their air guns are geared for shooting.
Oh, I've seen those. I have seen some of those, the bow guns.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a crossbow without the string. I think it's pretty awesome.
And here's actually the strange thing, Sty. Firearms, shotguns, and even air guns, air rifles, once they breach 12 pounds of muzzle energy, are heavily restricted. Slingshots, crossbows, and normal bows are in no way restricted in the UK.
Holy smokes.
So I could literally go down to my local sports store. Well, not sports store, but there's an archery store not far from me. I could walk in there, no idea anything, and buy a bow. And arrows.
Here in Sweden, you need license to have a crossbow.
Yeah, one of my friends was actually telling me that. But the strange thing is, the bows and even crossbows, because I have a crossbow about 10 feet in front of me over that way, I have an £80 crossbow. Now, if that was an air rifle, it would be registered as a firearm.
Right. It's over 12 pounds.
But as it is a crossbow, there's no paperwork, no registration, anything like that.
Yeah.
As long as I'm using it for target shooting, I can have it. You can't use a crossbow for hunting in the UK. You can't use a bow for hunting in the UK.
See, we can use them both here.
It's completely illegal to bow hunt in the UK.
It is illegal here in Sweden as well to bow hunt.
Yeah, bow hunting and crossbow hunting here in the U.S. is a huge market, boy. There's so many of us that do and our bows here. I think the lightest bow I shot was 315 foot-pounds, leaving the bow. 315 foot-pounds.
That'll do some damage.
And I've had one crossbow that was a 460 foot-pound leaving the crossbow.
There was actually a crossbow I wanted to get years ago when I was a kid, and it was the Barnet Rhino. And at the time, I thought that was a heavyweight crossbow because it was 150-pound draw weight.
Draw weight, yeah. Oh, we've got compound bows. Buddy of mine, he just got one last year, and that bugger's 110 pound rollover. Until that bugger's rolling over, you're going to hit 110 pounds before that bugger rolls over. Honestly, and he's got a bicep on him about that big.
Honestly, that is one thing I would love to actually try, bow hunting.
I loved it. But I ended up with a severe back injury bow hunting. And yeah, I can't draw over 40 pounds anymore.
Yeah, my housemate has the same problem with a back injury. He actually done it on a motorcycle, though. He's had 7 spinal fusion operations.
Yeah, mine did.
4 operations to fix subdermal hematomas.
Oh, ouch.
So 11 spinal operations.
Ouch.
When he had his first spinal fusion operation, he was told he was never going to walk again. He'll be in a wheelchair the rest of his natural life. 6 months later, he was walking again.
That's great. Love when you prove the doctor's wrong.
I actually asked him, how is it?
Hey, Dennis.
I've actually asked him several times, like, how is it you actually managed to do something? The doctors said you wouldn't do it. He goes, I don't like being told what to do.
Right.
And add to the fact he's Scottish as well. He is extremely stubborn. He's probably one of the most stubborn people I know.
Yeah, that Joran was showing his baton earlier. Now, for us to carry that in the state of Wisconsin, I can carry it. I got conceal and carry. Otherwise, you cannot carry a baton in the state of Wisconsin without a conceal and carry license.
I can't carry this in public because that is a felony against the knife law here.
Same in the UK, but it comes under the Offensive Weapons Act.
So,
if I remember correctly, anyway.
But what I am allowed to own one, and I can carry it in my own apartment. But as soon as I have it attached against on my belt and go out public, I break the law. But I can go around that. I can put this in my backpack. They can't do anything about it because I transport it from one
place to another.
Point A to point B.
Okay. Yeah. Their concern is it readily available for your use right now? But if you're transporting it, it's a different thing.
Yeah.
See, and that's how I get around traveling around the U.S. I like the state of Illinois. I've got a conceal and carry license for every state around the state of Illinois. Well, the problem is I can't get into any of the eastern states without going through that stinking state. And there's a lot of states I have to drive 600-700 miles out of the way to go around that stinking state. I can't conceal and carry in that state, period. But I can transport my firearm as long as I meet the TSA flight requirements for transporting firearms by airplane. So I've got cases for my guns that have TSA locks on them, and they're TSA certified, and it's got to be in the remotest area of my vehicle.
When I come up, Dennis.
Blah, blah, blah. And then if they pull you over, it means instead of a 15-minute stop, it's going to be a 45-minute stop because they take the firearm and they run it against their database to see if it's listed as a stolen firearm. And they're running a background check on you and all this crap. And so, yeah, I just try to avoid Illinois because I know that.
You'd have time to smoke a cigar while you were waiting for him.
They always say don't drive through Illinois with a "I support the Second Amendment" sticker on your bumper, because they're going to pull you over for something just to take a look at your guns, But yeah, hey Dojo. Oh yeah, I bet your head's pounding, man. You got a good knock on your head there. Yeah,
Do you want to come up, Dennis?
Yeah, it's one of
I'm
those.
looking forward I think next year it'll have to be a little bit before this time of the year, but if I can swing it, I think I'm going to get myself another crossbow, do some deer hunting.
That's the
with
one thing
Okay, buddy.
That's the one thing I actually find funny about the UK, the fact that something as lethal as a crossbow is completely unrestricted.
Yeah. But then to not allow you, and I kind of understand that, I do and don't understand the hunting regulations in the UK because you're an island and you have a large population. I can see how the wildlife could just get wiped out.
Yes, you are, Dennis.
If you gave everybody a license to shoot birds, you ain't gonna have no birds. So I can understand in a way.
I don't know about that with the amount of freaking pigeons that are in the UK.
Well, that's it. Is if they limited it to, hey, take all the pigeons you want, because them buggers, you can't kill them off. They're coming back. Even
You
if we
kill
kill
one,
everyone,
three more take
we're going to have
its
some from
place.
France fly over. I guarantee you. And that's the thing here is nobody hunts pigeon. It's not even considered a game animal over here. We just shoot the damn things. I mean, people are just shooting pigeons all the time. The farms.
If I'm not mistaken, in some states, if I'm not mistaken, wild boar isn't considered game; it's considered vermin.
Right. It's considered an invasive animal.
So shoot as many as you damn well please.
I don't believe there's any states other than states that allow the property owner, where the property owner, they can shoot all the pigs they want. They shoot 500 of them a day and they wouldn't say boo about it. But to hunt on somebody else's property and or state land or federal land, you get a permit, but there's no limit. You can shoot as many as you want, and the permit's cheap, and that's like down in Texas. I can't go to Texas and hunt boar without getting a permit. After
1776, I imagine the Brits would be a bit gun shy. They had it coming, and I say that as a Brit. They got a whooping. They had that whooping coming.
That's my boy. If you don't know it, Techny, that's my oldest boy.
Yeah.
I wonder where he gets his smart mouth.
Like father, like son.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Well, actually, I can hold my tongue a little better than him sometimes. He goes around Facebook intentionally and looks for people that'll put a controversial kind of meme or post up, and he'll leave one comment, and then he sits in the background and watches everybody fight.
He watches everybody lose their damn minds.
That's
my kind of guy.
Yeah, and I've seen him go in. Somebody will leave a comment and something that's real controversial, and he'll leave a comment that just throws them right off. And maybe one person will respond. Well, that's not good enough, so he'll leave another one just to poke. And then once he gets them going, then you don't see him no more. He just sits back and laughs and watches what's going on. I love it. Yeah, go boy, go for it. Yeah, just don't poke until you get bit.
It's not the general population that's gun shy. It's the government.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Trust me, I think if most police officers saw the amount of knives I have, they'd piss their pants.
Yeah, probably.
I have people. That's a big misconception. That's why I love these streams too. there's so many people. I've gotten in arguments with them over here in the U.S. all the time. So many people over here that say, well, they got all those gun restrictions and blah, 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 and all the weapons requirements and blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
that's the government. That's
the
not
British
us.
Isles, because everybody over there is against guns. And I told them, I said, here's the thing. I've been YouTubing, doing this for live streams for 8 months, and I confidently say 70% of my audience is from Europe. And none of the ones that follow me ever said, we like this. Every one of them go, this ain't right, man. They won't let me own a BB gun. What's going on? And these people in the US, these poor dumb morons are going, oh no, they're all for that gun control. They got what everybody wants over there. I tell them, no, that's not true. It's not the individuals over there.
It's the
That's not
freaking
the
government.
mainstream frame of mind of the individuals. It's the mainstream media and government that takes that stance. But their common citizens are no different than we are. They want to be able to defend themselves, for crying out loud.
Here's the
So
thing.
don't lump them all in the same pot,
Here's the thing. The part of the UK I live in, specifically my town and a couple of neighbourhoods around me, and the one I live in, moreover, has a relatively high violent crime rate. And I said to my housemate once, why don't you install a CCTV camera? He goes to me without missing a beat. Why the fuck would I install a CCTV camera? I have the best deterrent in the UK, because no matter where you are in the house, you are literally 3 inches from a knife. I go, yeah, I know. I stage them everywhere.
And who wants that on camera?
I've got a 9-inch Bowie next to my computer. Computer desk. I have an 11-inch Tops to Homer field knife upstairs hanging off my bedside table. I have hatchets. I have tomahawks. I have an 80-pound crossbow. In the kitchen, I actually have 2 hooks under the worktop with one of my tomahawks on it. So no matter where I am in the house, if someone wants to break in, they're welcome to. They just might not be leaving in one piece.
Hi, Chuck. Yeah, I can't disclose who he is because he does not. He doesn't make himself known on YouTube or Facebook, but I've communicated with him a couple of years now. But he sent me a picture of his kitchen, which you can't get into his flat except to come through the door right near the kitchen. And he says, I hear somebody trying to get through that door. He says, as small as my flat is, I'm in that kitchen before they ever get that thing broke open. And then he sent me a picture of his kitchen. He's got one of those big half-moon knife racks that mount on the wall.
Nice. And
hanging from that knife rack are all of these gator stickers. I mean, all these big Bowie knives. They're all hunting knives and self-defense knives. There must be 30 of them hanging from that rack. And I said, why are they hanging in your kitchen? Those should be in your living room or something. He goes, well, no, that's what I prepare my food with. Those are my kitchen knives. He says, they never leave the house. They're my kitchen knives. And I go, oh, you're bloody
you
crazy.
Clever bastard.
He goes, no. Those are just specialty kitchen knives. Those are not weapons. And I said, oh, anything to twist the rules as much as you can, He says, well, if a copper comes busting through my door and says, whoa, look at all them terrible knives, I'm going to tell him, no, that's my kitchen. Those are my kitchen knives. And
it seems that Sty's camera's died.
And then he opened his drawers and took pictures of his drawers.
Hey, Chuck.
He doesn't have any other knives in there. What, Mike? I stalled?
Looks like your camera's gone black. At least on my side.
Oh.
Not on my side.
Everything's running.
Maybe it's just my end's playing up.
I can see myself on StreamYard and YouTube.
Yep, I still see you on YouTube, so maybe my side of StreamYard's just being a bitch.
Could be.
Yeah, probably. I had the same problem before myself, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
the funny thing is, about a year ago, the landlord replaced the front door to our property with a solid oak front door. About 2 days after he replaced the front door, there was a police raid in the area. A police officer tried to kick the door down, not realising it was actually the wrong address. And the next thing I heard was a police radio calling an ambulance because the bastard broke his foot.
That's
But the reason that happened is because after the landlord's workers left, I took the screws out the hinges, which were only little 3-inch screws, and I put 11-inch screws straight into the walls.
yeah.
And a big, literally an inch in diameter bolt that goes across the top of the door. And of course, the bolt was across, and the door was fully locked down with these 11-inch screws deep into the walls.
I had a property that I managed that had, let's see, there's 10, 20, 30, 40. There were 40 apartments in that building. And that building was an 1800s building. It was built like in I think it was 1864. They built that building. It's all made out of brown stone. It's an awesome old building, but it was all converted into apartments. At one time, it was like a business building, a bank and something else. But those apartments, the doors,
Well-built building.
the doors were 10 feet tall to get into your apartment. They're 10 feet tall, and they were 38 inches wide, and they were a full, true 3 inches thick, solid oak. And we had a big 3/4 inch
Nice.
double bolt, 2 3/4 inch bolts that went into the door jamb. And the hinges, that 10-foot door had 6 hinges on it. Heavy wrought iron hinges with these great big old screws in the wall. Well, we had somebody we needed to evict, and we got a court order to get him out of there. And the judge said the police will remove him. Okay. And I said, okay, but I want to be there. And they said, oh, yeah. Well, the cops said, unlock the door and we'll get him out of there. I tried to unlock. I said, the bugger changed the locks. I said, the key ain't working. And the cops, they go, well, then we're going to just have to break in. and I go, with what? And they said, what do you mean? With what?
I'm Jed.
That one cop was 6
Flip
foot
tight.
4 and weighed about 300 pounds. And he says, I haven't found a door I couldn't shoulder in.
Yet.
Yeah, we had ended up with an ambulance there. He broke his collarbone. And that door didn't even shudder. It was just, all you heard was thump.
A door that size made out of solid oak. You better have a tank if you want to break it down.
Then they come up there with that big steel ram, and I said,
You mean the handheld rams?
right. And I said, now you wait a minute. And I ran to this utility room, and I come back, and I had 4. There's about
Hey, Mix Millers.
towels.
Welcome to the stream.
Hey, Mick. And I said, I'll hold these bath towels. Then you hit it. You're not hitting that door with that thing. I said, you can't fix or replace these doors. You're not damaging it. It didn't matter. He couldn't budge that thing. He ended up knocking the doorknob off of it and everything. But that door just stood there and didn't even wiggle.
The only thing he broke was the handle in his shoulder.
And I told him, I said, you know, the only way we're going to get this guy out of here is he's going to get hungry. He's going to come out. I said, one of us have to hide in the hallway here and catch him when he comes out and the door's open. And so me and the maintenance man, we sat there half the night, and about 1 o'clock in the morning, we saw that door crack open, and the guy, he's peeking out, and he gets a little further out. Once he got his body into the hallway, he was shocked. two of us from either side nailed them, and we shoved them right through that door to get them keep that door open. Got them in there, and we held them down till the cops got there. But that was the only way we could get in the damn place. I always said I should have lived in that building. I'd feel pretty secure.
With doors that thick, yeah, extremely.
But I couldn't believe them things were 10 feet tall. We took one off one time, and we had two guys. When they got them hinges loose, that door hit the floor. They couldn't pick it up. Two
Well,
men could not pick that door up.
It
You
was
know
too
why they
heavy.
were 10 foot tall, though, don't you? They were 10 foot tall because Bigfoot lived there.
Yeah. And that, when I first took that property on, I went in to inspect it, I looked, I go, my God, look at them doors. They got to be at least 8 foot tall. And maintenance guy goes, no, they're 10 footers. I go, 10 foot? Well, each of them got a window above them. And I go, what kind of room is behind that door? He goes, those are the apartments. And I go, my God, man, that's insane. He says the ceilings are 12 feet.
Nice.
Got in there, and sure enough, 12-foot ceilings, and they got ceiling lights. I said, who's the moron that came up with that?
How the hell do you change the bulbs?
How the hell do you change the bulb? He says, we got to do it for the tenants. I go, all right, that's first improvement I'm doing in the building. We're going to have drop lights and have those lights 8 feet off the floor so a person can stand on a kitchen chair and change a light bulb. Get them. So we end up with these 4 foot long cables hanging with a light fixture in every room. Why they built that building like that? I told him, I said, 12 foot. Oh my gosh, it's a 4-story building. I said, this could have been easily a 7-story building if they would have put 8 foot tall rooms. Yeah. They could have had 7 floors instead of 4. Craziness. Yep.
Well, the good thing is, no one could screw up the light fixtures from that height.
That's right. Yeah. Well, one apartment, because I had to go and inspect every one of those apartments. And one of them I went into, and it was a couple of college guys that were sharing the rent, and they were going to our local college. I knocked on the door, and I kept hearing this thump, 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 thump sound. Then it quieted, and they come and open the door, and they go, oh, you're the new landlord. I said, yes, I'm here to inspect your apartment. Told you I'd be here at 10 o'clock. They said, yeah, okay, come on in. I came in there, and in their living room on the wall, there's a damn basketball hoop mounted. That's how tall those rooms were. They were able to have a little like a half a basketball court in their apartment. I said, oh, you guys, you cannot play basketball in your apartment. They said, nobody's complaining about the noise. I said, well, yeah, that's true. I mean, the darn floors were 16 inches thick. I mean, yeah, amazing.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to be complaining through that depth.
Yeah. See, Chuck, I was thinking of doing that. I thought we could go in each of those apartments and we could put lofts because the living rooms were quite large. I could put a loft in every living room in that whole apartment building and then jack up the bedroom count on each apartment. That's not a 2-bedroom apartment. It's a 3-bedroom. It's got a loft in the living room.
Yeah.
Master bedroom up in the loft.
And you can watch TV when you're on the loft.
I mean, I'm in a relatively old British property, and the ceilings are only about 9 foot.
Uh-huh. Yeah, my ex-wife and I, we rented a unique, modern designed apartment. They were built more like townhouses because your apartment, you came in at ground level. You could come in at ground level or on the second floor. They were all 2 stories tall and only had one small common wall attaching each one of the apartments, each building. And So you had this big upper deck that you could walk out, wood deck, you could take to your apartment, or you could walk sidewalks down below. Well, the master bedroom, and it was 2-bedroom, had one big bedroom downstairs, but the master bedroom was a balcony type loft with a bathroom, its own bathroom,
And that would have
and
been
a
nice.
big spiral staircase going up that damn thing. I thought, oh, this is really neat. Yeah, you can come in off of the boardwalk into the upstairs and go down the spiral staircase to the main floor, or come in at the main floor. It's pretty cool. But God Almighty, that loft, that was 14 feet from the living room floor up to the top, to the floor of the loft, 14 feet. And our cat found out the hard way, don't fall off the rail. It's a long haul to the living room.
Fortunately, cats always land on their feet.
Yeah. Oh, that one, I think he landed
Cats
on.
always land on their feet. Or in this case, paws.
Pause. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did pause when he landed.
Well, guys, I think we run this stream for another 10 minutes and then shut it down.
Sounds good, Joran. Anytime you want.
Well, in 10 minutes, we have run for 3 hours and 30 minutes.
3 hours 30.
Yeah, I run for that and then I shut down.
Yep.
I have work tomorrow, so I need to get some sleep too. So
Don't blame you a bit. Yeah.
Hopefully,
I
this
think it's been a fun stream today.
hopefully this time the move actually goes as planned.
yeah, I
mean,
agree. It has been a really fun stream.
It's
It has
always
been
nice to have a stream
peaceful.
with a little insanity.
Yes, it has been, Jorn. It's great. You know, I was nervous back when we did that stream together on bullying and that, and
Yeah,
we had all those problems and drama, people throwing in the chat, and it was just everybody's trying their best to monitor it and not. And I was worried. I thought, oh, I hope them people don't show back up, and they didn't. And they didn't. And it's just like your streams get more relaxed and entertaining and fun. I love it. I love where it's going. It's just awesome.
One thing
Yeah.
I have noticed is actually every time I'm actually part of one of your streams, Joran, I notice my subscribers suddenly go up.
That's
your subscribers or mine.
Mine go up, funnily enough. Every
Well,
time
that's
I've
good.
noticed it.
That's good, buddy. If I can
like-
help you get more supporters, fine.
It's like,
That's
hey,
my
cool,
goal.
my subs went. It's like, hey, cool, my subs went up again.
yeah. I
I'm
think
sure-
I think it's so mutual beneficial. Joran's getting more viewers that stick around. They stay through the whole stream, and he's getting
I
a lot
think-
more viewers, and he's picking up subs. But
I think I've been subscribed to
picking up
Joran
too.
for about 2 years now.
Yeah,
I think
everybody
it's around that.
loves meeting each other, and it works so good. It works so good.
I mean,
I
I'm
think
pretty.
that's what's attracting people, Jorn, is that it's pretty drama free, and it's
Pretty
fun,
relaxed.
it's comfortable and relaxed.
That is what I like to have it.
Yes. And
I'm pretty sure every time I get new subscribers, YouTube is like, "Oh crap, not again."
here he goes again. He's getting more followers. We better keep an eye on that guy.
They're like, "Oh,
Tenchi, I want you to have more followers because you have your goals to reach, and I noticed that as long as I have followed you, you have stuck on the followers. You
Yeah.
didn't get anywhere, so I try to. If my streams can help you get more followers, I'm happy with that.
I think part of the reason my followers kind of get stuck is because some people do not like the fact that I speak my mind and I do not censor myself.
That's well, and that's the thing though, is if they come and they make that
Hey,
decision,
Luca.
yeah, just let them go.
But
Just
screw
let them
it.
go
The ones
because
I
the
care
other
about
folks are
are the
going to
ones that
stick with you.
stay.
Yeah, the other folks are going to stick with you, you know. And that's the way both Jorn and my channels are too, is we don't expect people to be here. We would like them to be here. So if they're not comfortable, if they don't like it, if it's not enough drama for them, they can go find it. It's easy to find out there. They can go away. We don't hold people back.
Oh, that's one thing. A while back, I'd done a video on my thoughts on trolls, and I think that really got some of the trolls to back off of my channel, because I can't remember if you watched that video or not, but if you did,
I think
you'll
I
know.
did. I think I did.
I think you did, because I think you mentioned it to me in an email afterwards, that I didn't hold anything back. I just cut absolutely loose.
Loose on them. Well,
And to
that
make
one that
matters,
Joran did, that
to
one
make
that
matters
Joran
worse,
did,
when I done that video, I was actually out and about with my leather hat on, and I was smoking a cigar as I was making the video.
yeah, that
What-
one that Joran did, it was amazing because it was just a troll shredding party in here. It was just like, oh yeah, say something off key. Will you watch what happened? And it was. The trolls were trying to pop in here, and they're just getting chewed apart by everybody in the chat. It was just actually funny. We didn't laugh about it because we didn't want to give them any pleasure.
Actually, come to
But
think
we were
about
just
it,
chewing them up and spitting them out. It was getting, yeah, the trolls.
coming to think about it, I think my video regarding my thoughts on trolls was actually after Yaran had some trouble with trolls on his channel.
Uh-huh.
I think
Yeah.
my video was actually a response to that, and I just absolutely cut loose, didn't hold anything back.
Oh yeah, I mean, when they're out in groups like that, them trolls, they get you so fired up. It's just like, if I could get my hands on a couple of them.
Feed them through the wood
Let me
chipper.
get a hold of one. Just like, and everybody listen to them squeal. Yeah.
For anyone who hasn't seen that video on my channel, if you go on my channel, just search for a video called "My Thoughts on Trolls."
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, I absolutely cut loose.
Yeah.
And to this day, that is actually one of my favorite videos to go back and watch.
And by the way, Tenchi has a great channel. Great stuff.
And honestly, I don't usually go back and watch my own videos. But that one I find myself going and watching regularly. Like, if I have a bad day, I'm like, oh, for fuck, what's going on today? Screw this. Go and watch that video. I come out the other end smiling.
Yeah, I don't go back and watch my actual videos. I watch them once when I post them, just to see how they perform.
Yeah, about the only time I watch them is while I'm editing them.
But when it comes to my streams, there's several of them I go back to because the conversation gets so good that I got to go see that again.
I mean, one of these days I'm going to have to start streaming on my own channel, but I can never think of a topic to cover.
And sometimes non-topic, like Yoran's today is chill and chat, and it fit the stream perfect. I mean, yeah.
Well, I have no topics for the streams, so it will be chill and chat because it comes by itself.
It sure does.
Topics.
Sometimes the random topics are the most entertaining ones.
Yeah. Or educational. Some of them are great. I mean, you get to learn.
And it looks like we are a minute away from 3 hours and 30.
Yes.
Mine is 3 hours, 29 minutes and 5 seconds. So.
Yep. Where the hell did that 10 minutes go?
Yeah.
10 minutes goes fast. We fly. Maybe the time got a lot of Red Bulls.
No, I
Yeah.
prefer Monster. Has more flavor.
Actually, I am so glad for this Wednesday stream, Yoren, because usually Wednesdays I take my day off from YouTube, just to get away from it, other than your stream.
Yeah.
Yours is the only one I target for Wednesdays. And I see other friends of mine up there with their streams and stuff. And it's not that I don't want to watch them. It's just that we all need to take a day away once in a while. And Wednesdays are my day away, other than this one. I always got to be to this one,
Yeah.
And this was a good Wednesday. I wasn't planning on coming on, but it turns out I did anyway. So
I haven't learned much Swedish, Ludwig. I'm still going back and watching that stream over and over.
And on the plus side, I got to test out my new headset during this stream, so it worked out in my favor anyway.
Learning Swedish for me is like learning how to sing. I'm not going to share it with anybody till I'm confident they can at least barely understand me. But I'm working on it. I got half of my Yoren Swedish dictionary done as I'm going through the stream, and I'm typing all of his words in the English translations to him, getting them all into a Yoren dictionary. So, and then I'm going to start working on sentences.
And
Well,
then he'll start working on the cussing dictionary.
Oh,
well, I think I need to have another stream in the Swedish language.
yeah.
Oh, and put some words in sentences.
Yeah, that would be interesting. That would be really interesting. In fact, after you did that one, I was in town.
Yeah.
And there was a fella and his girlfriend, and I can't remember what store I was in, and they're talking away to each other, and it's not in English, and I'm being nosy,
Yeah.
listening, and I'm going, gosh almighty, that sounds like Yoren talking. So I walked over and I go, hello. And they looked at me and they kind of smiled, and the gal said hello. And I said, you two wouldn't happen to be Swedish, are you? And well, yes, we are. And they said, we're over here visiting family. And they said, how do you speak Swedish? I said, oh, hell no. I said, but a friend of mine is trying to teach me some. I said, and he taught me enough that I picked it up. Here, listening to you two talk, I could tell they gotta be Swedish.
Funnily enough, in my end of town, where I actually live, there's actually quite a lot of Swedish and Polish speakers.
That's
And it gets kind of confusing. You're walking down the road and you just hear this random Swedish or random Polish, and I'm like, huh?
Huh? What? Huh?
I thought this was England.
And they chuckled. They chuckled. So they said, well, we're surprised that you approached us. And I said, I usually wouldn't. I said, but it's only the three of us in this aisle. And I said, I felt kind of left out. And they said, you don't realize how many Americans get mad at us because we speak Swedish to each other.
This is America. Speak English.
And not English, And I said, I don't get upset unless you're pointing at me and you're laughing while you're talking in your language and you're pointing at me. Then I want to know what the hell are you talking about? What's so funny about me? I said, otherwise, no. If that's your easiest way to communicate with each other, I don't care. I don't care. You're not talking about me, so I don't care. Yeah.
Well, if you want real entertainment, Sty, try understanding a drunk hillbilly.
Oh, I've been there.
When you can speak fluent boomhauer, then you can call yourself an American. For a King of the Hill reference there.
Yeah.
Don't know what it was about that man. He always had a beard.
Good old hillbillies. The U.S. wouldn't be what it is without them.
Yeah.
So
Well,
if it works,
I have to shut this down.
Yep, Jorn, I'm going to step down, buddy. Thank you
Yeah.
again for a wonderful stream. Perfect.
And
Thank
everyone,
you,
have a
Sty,
good evening.
for being here.
You
And
bet.
thank you, Tenchi, for being here.
If I miss one, Jorn, I didn't have a choice. Otherwise, I will always be at your stream.
If he missed one, he was either at work or he was blackout drunk
Yeah. That wouldn't be me. I don't work,
or out hunting.
and I don't drink much anymore. so yeah, it would be something else that drug me away from his streams. So okay, Joran, you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon. Okay.
Yeah, see you soon.
We'll see you, Tanchi.
See you
Take
soon.
care.
Will do.
Will do.
And everybody, have a good evening.
Yeah, and don't forget, be good to each other.
And remember, be good to each other. There it is.
There it is.
Damn camera, it used to be over there. I keep forgetting I moved it.
Okay,
See,
Tenchi.
I freaking moved it. I shouldn't have done.
Okay, Tenchi.
Take care, everyone.
Take care. Okay, guys, take care. Have a good day and great night and good night sleep. Sweet dreams. Stay safe. Be prepared. And I will see you again in the next one. Bye.